Hello, is meeting it started?
Satish sir, shall we start?
सर आवाज नहीं आ रही आपकी।
हाँ 2 मिनट में शुरू करेंगे, 2 मिनट और टाइम है।
ओके सर, फाइन। सर यूट्यूब पे की एंड दिस जूम मीटिंग?
दोनों जगह पे है, जूम पे भी है और यूट्यूब में भी है।
ओके
लाइव
सर,
स्ट्रीमिंग है यूट्यूब पे इसके साथ ही।
ओके सर। फायर और एचआर साथ में ही है?
नहीं, सिर्फ फायर का है। मैं सिर्फ इंट्रोड्यूस करने वाला हूँ सतीश सर को।
ओके ठीक।
Is there anybody who wants time? Let's start.
सर सुरू करायचं का? सतीश सर.
Yes, Surushi, we can start.
ओके. मी पहिले करू. Good morning all.
From southern states, please tell me in English also, sir.
Hello.
Yeah, sir. We are from southern states. Please
Yes,
teach
sir.
the subject
We are
in English
conducting in
also,
English
sir.
only. We are conducting in English only. Good morning all.
Okay, okay.
This is Rishikesh Kulkarni from BVKS. I am in MRO4. Now our today's lecture is fire insurance from Satish Khirarkar sir. I request my colleague Vishal to briefly introduce Satish sir.
Good morning to one and all. It's my pleasure to introduce Satish Khirarkar sir. He is KBO in charge under Yamaro 4. He, being the teaching as a craft, he has competence in fire insurance along with all the LOBs we have in insurance. So, I deeply extend the thankfulness to BVKS for providing this platform, and I would also like to extend my thankfulness to the Dinesh Bobhate sir and the union, along with the Sachin Loke sir as being the coordinator. So it's up to you, sir, Satish sir.
Thank you, Rishikesh and Vishal. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes. Yes, sir. You're audible.
Okay. So today we are starting our lectures with the fire insurance, and you must be knowing that this is much of scoring kind of subject. So welcome all of you, and starting with the gratitude for the BVKS who has arranged these lectures and providing opportunity to all the aspirants to get the knowledge of all the subjects and score more marks in the examination. So let us start with the fire insurance. Okay, so first we see the what is the insurable property under the fire insurance. If we see what we can insure under the fire insurance, that is a building, electrical installation, furniture, fixtures, then contents of residence, factory or go down, goods in open, pipeline. All these are covered under the fire insurance under different sections. What we are going to learn later. Now, there are two types of sum insureds. One is market value and another one is a reinstatement value. Understand the difference between two, because when we see the new products, in new products, we are going to deal with only reinstatement value. But the previous one, which is SFSP policy, in which there is an option to select whether a market value or a reinstatement value. So first we see the market value. Market value is the current value of the property, but with the depreciation. So we apply the depreciation on the market value. And second one is the reinstatement value. In reinstatement value, what we do, again, it is the same, but we do not apply any depreciation. So that is the difference. That in market value, we apply depreciation. This is a value with depreciation. Reinstatement value is a value without the depreciation. Now, there can be another word used for the market value. Market value is old for old. Because we are applying depreciation, that means what we are doing, we are providing the older value. Okay, because whatever wear and tear are there, for that we are not providing any amount, we are deducting that amount. That is the market value. But in the reinstatement value, we are providing the current value. That's why what we say, new for old. New for old is the term used for the reinstatement value, that you remember. Okay, now in depreciation, when we say depreciation is not that depreciation which is we use in accounting. In accounting, you must be knowing that we use a different method, like a fixed installment method or WDV method. There are different accounting methods. These are not depreciation which is depreciated in accounts. Maybe in customer's book of accounts, it may be depreciated in different terms, but we depreciated it with it whatever value it is lost, whatever actual physical intrinsic value is there. Accordingly, we apply the depreciation, and the claim is certain, whatever it is, whether it is in case of a partial claim. Okay, so you just understand market value and reinstatement value. This is very much important. There is one more thing which comes when I explain the conditions. At that time, you will come to know that there is a condition called a reinstatement condition. Now that reinstatement condition is the different than this reinstatement value, that I will explain at the time of explaining the conditions. Now, there are different items under our fire insurance which are evaluated at a different on different basis, like a building, plant and machinery, furniture and fixture, fittings and electrical installation. These are valued at a market value or a RI value as selected by the customer. Remember, whatever now I am telling you, this is applicable for SFSP policy, because for new products, it will be reinstatement value only. So that you remember. So here, for all these products, all the contents, whatever I am telling you, this is applicable for SFSP policy only. Now, other contents, we apply market value. For properties where market value cannot be ascertained, like we must be having work of art, manuscript, obsolete machinery. So that time we can agree upon agreed value. Now, what is agreed value? When the value cannot be ascertained, or when the property which is no more produced. So because what in market value or reinstatement value, we take a current market value. But here, if that suppose some machinery is there which is no more produced, so how we can ascertain the value? So that's why we take a agreed value. Agreed value is a mutually agreed value between insured and insurer. So that time, for obsolete machinery, work of art, manuscript, we apply the agreed value. Then for raw material, we take a market value, but at the for the taking this market value, we take a cost at which insured can purchase that raw material in the market. That is applicable here. For semi-finished goods, we take the cost of raw material plus expenses included up to the stage. You must be knowing that there are various stages in particular products product are manufactured. There are maybe a stage 1, 2, 3. Suppose stage 2 is completed. So what we take the cost involved or expenses involved up to the stage 2 plus the cost of raw material. And in the finished goods, we take cost of raw material plus all of the overhead expenses up to the manufacturing of the up to that finished goods stage. So that is the difference between semi-finished goods or finished goods. In the raw material only, we take the purchase value in the market. We do not add any expenses. But in semi-finished goods, up to the stage that product is produced, and at the finished goods, we take the expenses up to the final stage. Now, sum insured to be fixed, always be fixed by the insured. Here, it is a maximum liability. So anyway, if the loss is more than the sum insured, we will not be going to pay more than the sum insured. This is a maximum liability of the insurer. Then it is amount on which the rate is applied. So when we charge the premium, so always remember, sometimes if they will provide you the premium rate and the sum insured, we multiply the premium rate with the sum insured, then we arrive at a premium. Then it should represent the actual value of the property insured. And see why it is important. Can anybody tell me why actual value is important? What is the problem if there is a under evaluated or less value declared or a more value declared? Can anybody tell this?
Under insurance.
Claim will be rejected, no? If under insurance or over insurance is done.
Okay, so if in case of under insurance, there will be loss to the insured, that they will get a lesser claim. Okay, but in case of over insurance, there is a loss to the insured only, because in case of over insurance, anyway, in case of the loss, they will not be getting any amount more than whatever loss occurred. So in that case, what is happening here? Insured needs to pay more premium. So even if there is a question which is not beneficial for the insured, under insurance, over insurance, any of the above, both of them. So both is not beneficial to the insured, because we get confused. We say, okay, under insurance will be loss making to the insured, but over insurance is also loss making to insured in terms of premium, because insured needs to pay more premium on that. So that you remember. Next, midterm revision in sum insured. Now you must be knowing that we are fixing the sum insured at the time of inception of the policy. But sometimes it may happen that there may be a change in sum insured, change in the value at risk. So insured may come to us and ask for the increase or decrease of the sum insured. So when insured is asking for increase in sum insured, we charge a pro rata premium. Okay, so that is for the balance period we charge the pro rata premium. But if the insured asks for the decrease in sum insured, we refund the premium for the decrease sum insured by keeping or by maintaining short scale period premium. Short period premium we retain, and remaining premium will be refunded. Many times we get confused that, and we say that when they ask us that decrease in sum insured or cancellation of the policy by the insured, we answer that short period premium will be refunded. Remember, this is absolutely wrong. We do not refund any premium on short period. We do not refund any short period premium. We retain the short period premium and refund the balance premium. That you remember. That is the difference. Otherwise, because short period rates are more, that's why we retain it. Okay. Next, now cancellation of insurance and now in case of cancellation of insurance. Now, if insured is opting for the cancellation, then again it is like kind of a decrease in sum insured. So it will be a retention at short period. What I said, retention at short period scale, subject to minimum premium retention. So whenever we are applying, whenever we are refunding anything, whether it is a short period scale or a pro rata scale, remember we should keep at least a minimum premium. Next, if cancelled on account of government order, that time we can refund a pro rata refund. It may happen that government has issued a notification that particular building is a dangerous one. So they need to, in that case, insured may opt out of the insurance because no more that building will be in use. So that time it is because of a government order. So that time what we do, we can refund a premium on a pro rata basis, although it is applied by the insurer. Then at the option of insurer, if insurer wants to do this, then the refund of the premium will be on a pro rata basis for unexpired terms. Okay. And in new policies, remember, see, whatever I have told you, this is for the old policy, that is the SFSP policy. But if you see the new products, in new product, when insured apply for the refund, that time we refund the premium with pro rata plus 10%. We keep the premium pro rata plus 10% with us, and remaining premium will be refunded. In older products, what we do, we keep a short period premium. But in new products like Lagu, Sukshma, and Bharat Griha Raksha, in that what we do, we keep pro rata plus 10% with us, and remaining premium will be refunded. That if insured apply. Now, what if insurer apply or insurer wants to cancel the policy? In older product, in SFSP policy, what we do, we refund the pro rata premium. But in new policies, there is no provision for cancellation of the insurance by insurer. So in that case, the anyway insurer cannot cancel the policy. So there is no question of the refund. But there is one exception to that. What is that? In case of misrepresentation or a fraud, only these cases are there in which insurer can cancel the policy. If there is a misrepresentation or a fraud, that time insurer can cancel the policy, and in that case there is no refund. Okay. So if they ask you, there can be a question in your examination. They can tell you, due to maybe insurer assumed the risk is increased, so he wants to cancel the policy under a Bharat Lagu Udyam policy. So what will be the refund? Pro rata, short period, retention in short period, or a no refund. So in case, what the reason they have given, that insured assumed that the risk is increased. So in that case, anyway, insurer cannot cancel the policy. So there will be another option that insurer cannot cancel the policy. So that will be our answer. But here again, if question is changed, instead of increase in risk, if they mention that due to misrepresentation by the insurer wants to cancel the policy, how much refund can be given? There will be a pro rata refund, short-term refund, there will be a no refund, and there will be cancellation is not allowed. Now, in this case, misrepresentation is there, so we will answer that no refund is allowed. Okay. Now, tariff does not permit covering certain portion of a building. Okay. So now, understand the thing that whenever a insured is coming to us to obtain an insurance or to apply for or to get an insurance policy, they should apply for insurance for whole property at risk. So suppose they are applying for the building, they should take an insurance of an entire building. They cannot take like one section of a building, and they cannot skip any part of the building. But there is an exception that when they are applying for the building, that time plinth and foundation can be excluded from that. For machinery, suppose in case of machinery, if they want to apply for the insurance, they should, in a fire insurance particularly, I'm telling, in machinery insurance, their selection is up to the insured. But in fire insurance, if they want to take insurance for the machineries, that time they need to take all the machineries, okay, except boiler and pressure plant. Why by boiler and pressure plant? Because for boiler and pressure plant, there is a separate policy under under engineering insurance, which is called BPP policy, and in that fire insurance is also covered. That's why boiler and pressure plant can be excluded from the fire insurance if they opt out from the machineries. Else, all the machineries needs to be covered. And for building, only plinth and foundation can be excluded. They can give you they can ask you which of the following can be excluded, or under the building insurance, under the machineries for under fire insurance. So you remember this thing: plinth and foundation from building, and boiler and pressure plant from the machineries can be excluded. Now, All India Fire Tariff.
Sir, I have a question.
In that you can see that there are 8 sections. Section 1 is a general rule. So all the rules and regulations are given under this section. Section 2 is a SFSP. SFSP means Standard Fire and Special Peril Policy. Section 3 deals with the simple risk. Now, in this simple risk, dwelling, offices, shops, hotel, etc., located outside the compound of industrial manufacturing risk. Now, the section 3 risk are most probably covered under new products like Bharat Griha if it is a dwellings, Lagu and Sukshma if as per the sum assured, and even sometimes
Sir,
there can be a more sum assured. That time SFSP can also be.
Audio nahi hai.
Now, in section 4 there is a industrial manufacturing risk. So manufacturing units will come under section 4. Section 5 deals with the standalone utility risk. In that you can see the utilities located outside the industrial manufacturing risk will come under the section 5. Section 6 deal with the storage risk outside the compound of industrial manufacturing risk. So if storage risk is there outside the compound or compound of industrial or manufacturing risk, then it will come under section 6. But if storage risk in manufacturing unit, that time it will come under the section 4. That you remember. Section 7, tank farms, gas holders outside the compound of industrial manufacturing risk. Then section 8 deals with the add-ons covers. Whatever add-ons covers we are providing, that comes under the section 8. Their wordings can be seen over there. Then annexure comes with the specific clauses of the policy. Now, general rules. We discuss all various important general rules over here. Number 1 is a valued policies. Now, valued policies, I told you that valued policy can be issued when market value cannot be ascertained. And in that valued policies, sum assured basis will be, they can ask you in valued policies, what will be the basis of the sum assured? Whether it is a market value, whether it is an reinstatement value, where it is an agreed value, or where it is a contract price. Can anybody answer this?
Agreed value.
Agreed value.
Agreed value.
Yes, it is an agreed value. Remember, valued
Agreed
values, it will be a valued policy, it will be agreed value, because the market value cannot be ascertained. So we provide such we provide insurance on an agreed value basis, not market or a reinstatement value. Now, midterm cover of STFI and RSMD peril. Now, remember that STFI and RSMD perils or RSMD cover should be opted by the insured at the time of inception of the policy only. But there may be cases that in between, insured can come to us and ask for the same. Now, most probably we should not give this cover in between, but there can be our any valued client. So we cannot deny it. So if we are providing such a cover in midterm, that time certain conditions are applicable that we need to follow. Number 1, there is a waiting period of 15 days. Okay. So whenever insured is applying for the same, the coverage will not be given for the 15 days. Coverage will start for STFI and RSMD peril after 15 days. Then the request should be in a writing, not orally. Insured is telling, provide me the STFI or SMD cover. No, it should be in writing, so that from that we can calculate the 15 days. Next one is a payment. There are various mode of premium by which we can collect a premium, like a cash, draft, ECS, NFT. They are having APD. But in case of a midterm addition of the STFI and RSMD cover, there is only 2 options. One is a cash and another was a DD, that is a demand draft. These 2 options are there. Not even APD is not applicable. So even client is holding a APD and ask us to take a premium from the APD. We cannot provide the cover from the APD because only two modes are are possible. That is cash and a draft. Okay, and cannot be adjusted against a cash deposit or a bank guarantee that I already told you. So APD or a CD or a bank guarantee cannot be utilized for the midterm addition of a STFI or a RSMD cover. Next, partial insurance. Now I already told you partial insurance is not allowed except plinth and foundation for the building and BPP for the machineries. Loading for kacha construction, you must be knowing that there may be some temporary construction like a tarpaulin and all bamboos and all these things. This is called a kacha construction. In a kacha construction, we load 4 per mille extra. Okay, so remember they can ask you the rate. What will be the what rate is charged for the kacha construction? So we charge 4 per mille for the kacha construction. Next is the escalation clause. Now, what is escalation clause? So it is applicable for the escalation clause means the increase in the sum assured throughout the policy period. Now, certain condition needs to be remembered over here. Number one, that plant and it is applicable on the building, plant and machinery and accessories. So what is excluded under this? Stocks. So remember, escalation is not applicable for the stock. It is applicable on the building, plant and machinery and accessories. Now, maximum escalation can be opted 25%. So whatever sum assured is there, if sum assured is 100 crore, so maximum escalation can be opted up to 25 crore. Insured can opt for 20 crore, 15 crore, but maximum up to 25 crore only. And when he opts any escalation amount or escalation sum assured, that time what we do, we apply 50% rate on that escalated sum assured. For example, suppose policy rate is 2 per mille and escalation is 20%. Okay, say sum assured is 100 crore, escalation is a 20%, policy rate is 2 per mille. That time what will be the premium for the escalated amount, escalated sum assured? So remember that number one, what is the escalated sum assured? So escalation sum assured here is a 20%. So which is 20 crore under if 100 crore is a total sum assured. So 20 crore is a escalation sum assured. Now they are asking us a premium. Now premium rate given is a 2 per mille, that is for the normal cover. Here we take a 50% of the rate. So that will be a 1 per mille. So we will apply 1 per mille on a 20 crore. That will be our premium for the escalated sum assured. Now if they are asking a total premium, that time what we have to do, we have to first calculate the premium on 100 crore by 2 per mille, and then we have to calculate the premium on 20 crore by 1 per mille, and we have to club it together. So addition or sum of both of the premium will be our total premium. Okay. Then pro rata conditions of average is applicable here. If on 1 divided by 365 daily basis. So there can be a question in examination that suppose he has opted a escalation clause for 20%, 6 months. There is a claim. Okay. Now sum assured is 100 crore, 20% escalation is opted. Okay. And claim is after 6 months. And at the time of evaluation, surveyor informed us that the total value at risk was 120 crore. Now, whether it is under insurance or fully covered? Can anybody tell me?
Under insurance.
Under insurance, very good. But why under insurance is applicable here? Because although he has taken a 20 crore as a escalation, so 120 crore should be sum assured. So then why under insurance is applicable here?
Because the sum assured was 100 crore only.
Because escalation will take effect from
suppose the value
end
of
of
risk is
policy.
110 crore.
Because the
under insurance is
sum assured is
applicable
higher.
here. After 6 months, I am asking.
After 6 months, it will be only around 110 crores. Like it will be only 1 by 365.
Correct. So here, after 6 months, under insurance will not be applicable for 110 crore, but under insurance will be applicable for 120 crore. How? I'm explaining you. See now, what I told you, in escalation clause, the sum assured will be increased by whatever escalated sum assured opted by the insured. So here is insured has opted for 20%. So 20 crore will be increased. So 120 crore will be the sum assured, but this sum assured will be after the expiry of the policy, means on the last day of the policy, 120 crore. So whatever the sum assured will be there, that will be the sum assured will be increased day by day. 1 divided by 365 daily basis, sum assured will increase each day. So after 6 months, anyway, half of the escalation sum assured will be applicable. Escalation sum assured will be is a 20 crore. So after 6 months, anyway, 10 crore sum assured will be added in that. So sum assured is 110 crore. So if value at risk is 110 crore, then there is a no under insurance. 110 crore is already there because 10 crore escalation is added. But if value at risk is 120 crore, and after 6 months, our escalated sum assured will be 110 crore. So that time under insurance is applicable. Is it clear now for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So now the example is given here. Can anybody tell me? I will ask two questions here. Number one, see here I have given some certain sum assured of building 10 crore, plant and machinery 20 crore, stock 50 crore, and furniture, fixtures and fittings 20 crore. Escalation is a 20%, premium rate is 2 per mille. Can you calculate the premium for the escalation? See, three questions can be asked from this. Actually, if you want to try, you can try. I can give you 2 minutes. You can try it. Anybody wants to try?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Two lakh premium will charge for escalation of 20%.
Okay. Any other answer?
$2,000.
Okay. 2 lakh, 2,000. Two different answer came.
So 1 lakh will be the
22 lakhs.
Okay. So now we have seen various answers. It is good that you
64,000.
tried, because what happens when you try and if you commit a
20,000.
mistake also in examination, you remember what mistake you committed. So it is good when if I will provide any opportunity to answer or calculate something, please do try, because it will be helpful for you in examination. Now see the things you have to go step by step. Well, first you should understand what is the escalated sum assured. Okay, now see, escalation is at 20%. So first we need to check what is the sum assured. Sum assured here is 10 plus 20 plus 50 plus 20. Although the sum assured is 100 crore, but we should exclude the stock from it. Okay. So for calculating, I already told you that stock is excluded from the escalation. So we will not take a stock value. So our escalation will be applied on only building, plant and machinery, and furniture, fixture, fitting. So it will be 50 crore sum assured. On 50 crore sum assured, if you apply 20%, your escalation sum assured will be how much? 10 crore. Okay.
10 crore.
So 10 crore is a sum assured. Now, they are asked premium rate is 2 per mille. If premium rate is a 2 per mille, that rate is for policy. Okay. So what we do, we apply 50% rate on the escalated sum assured. So 50% rate will be 1 per mille. So 1 per mille on 10 crore. 1 per mille on 10 crore will be how much? It will be
1
1
lakh.
lakh.
1 lakh, right? So 1 lakh will be your answer. See here. Here I have taken
Like
everything
1,000 will be your answer.
excluding stock. Yes, somebody want to say. Sonu, someone, I think.
వాటర్ ఉండవు ముందు. Is the GST applicable or not, sir?
Any doubt?
Is
Okay.
GST
So
applicable
see,
or not?
first I have what I have done. I have taken the sum assured, which came 50 crore. Then 20% is applied. Escalated sum assured is a 10 crore. On 10 crore, I have applied a 50% rate. 50% about 2 per mille is 1 per mille. So the premium will be 1 lakh for a full year. Okay, 1 lakh will be the premium for the escalation. Escalation premium will be 1 lakh. Okay. If they ask you the total premium in this case, then what will be your answer? Tell me.
Sir, can you repeat the question?
See, this is a question.
It will be 3 lakhs.
See here, sum assured is given for building, plant and machinery, stock, furniture, fixtures, and fittings, and escalation is given 20%. Now, my first question was that what is a premium for a escalated sum assured. Now, my question is what is a total premium? Total premium charged to the client. Now, I already explained how escalation premium is calculated. Now,
21
instead of
lakh.
they ask you the
Yes,
total
21
premium.
lakhs.
3 lakh, 3
That's
lakh, 3
what
lakh.
we have to do. We should first calculate the basic premium
Yes.
and then add this premium. Now, what is the basic premium? For calculating a basic premium, take entire sum assured, including
Sir,
stock.
11 lakhs.
22
11
lakhs.
11
21
lakhs.
lakhs.
Okay. Okay.
22
21
lakhs.
Everyone, same
21 lakhs.
answer. Is it
21
11
22
lakhs?
lakhs.
11 lakhs.
Okay.
So
Now
721.
understand here. See, 100 crore is the sum assured and 2 per mille is the rate. So basic premium will be 20 lakh, 20 lakhs, not 10 lakhs. See, on basic, normal premium will be 2 per mille. Okay. And for escalation only, we are taking 50% rate. So here the premium is 20 lakhs and escalation premium will be 1 lakh. That so it is a 21 lakh. Is it clear?
Sir,
Yes.
sir, why we are taking 50% of 2?
Okay, good question. See, I already told you that whatever escalation is there, that will not be applicable on very first day. It will increase day by day. Okay.
Okay.
So on very last day, it will be 100% escalation available. So when you average out this, you will get a 50% only. That's why we apply a 50% rate. Is it clear?
Okay. Sir, whenever escalation question comes, we have to do like this?
Yes.
50%. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, 50% of the rate for the escalation.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Now, silent risk. Now, see, silent risk is only applicable for the section 4 and section 5 that you remember. And what is the silent risk? If there is no manufacturing and storage, then there will be a for 30 consecutive days, either no manufacturing or no storage for consecutive 30 days, 30 consecutive days, then we term it as a silent risk. If there is a storage also, then also it will not be a silent risk. Okay. So we charge lesser premium for the silent risk because there is a means the risk is reduced because there is a no production, also a storage. So if no production, no manufacturing and storage is there, then we'll apply a silent risk rate, which is 1 per mille, or a storage rate, which 1 per mille is the 1% is the rate for the silent risk. So if there is a no manufacturing and storage, we apply 1%. I don't think that they will ask you the rate for 13.2 examination, but just giving you it to your information. Remember, silent risk rate will be applicable, which is 1%. Now, if there is a storage, okay, manufacturing is not there, but there is a storage. That time, what will happen? The higher of the two, higher of the storage rate or the silent risk, whatever is the higher, that rate will be applicable over there. That you remember. Okay. Now, although this two condition is fulfilled, after the claim, silent risk will not be applicable. It may happen that due to loss of fire, okay, there is a no production or a storage at a particular risk location, and customer is telling you that now I want a silent risk cover for say 2 months or 3 months, because more than 3 months we can give. So can you provide this? So answer will be no. After the claim, we cannot provide the silent risk cover. Silent risk cover should be normal and not after the claim. Now we are section 1 is covered, rules and regulation. Now we are going towards the second section, section 2 of the AIFT, All India Fire Tariff. Section 2 of the AIFT is a SFSP policy, Standard Fire and Special Peril Policy. Let us discuss one by one different perils. The peril number 1 is a fire. Now, whenever I am explaining the perils, that time understand there are certain exclusion to the peril also. Maybe that peril is included, but certain things are excluded under the peril that I will explain along with that explanation of the peril. Number 1 is a fire. Now, fire is anyway, because the as name suggests, it is a standard fire. So fire is anyway covered under the SFSP policy. But here, you should understand the meaning of a fire under this policy. What is it? It should have an actual ignition or a burning. What does it mean? There should be actual flames should be visible. If flames are not visible, then we will not consider it as a fire. Second condition. Number 1, there should be actual ignition and a burning. Second, it should be accidental. Okay, it should be accidental or a fortuitous circumstances so far as the insured is concerned. It is not like that insured is burning his property. So we will not consider it as a fire because it is a self-destruction. Okay, so it should be accidental in nature and ignition and a burn. Suppose there is a coal, and in this you can see that redness in that coal, charness that you can see. So, and because of that, there is a loss due to loss to the stock of the insured. So that will not be covered, because in that, if flame is not visible, then this will not be covered under a fire. So flame is visible, flame should be visible. That is a basic condition for the fire. Now there are some exclusion. What are they? Number 1, its own fermentation. Own fermentation, natural heating and spontaneous combustion. If that product or a stock itself is having a own fermentation, natural heating or a spontaneous combustion, then then it will not be the loss is not payable. Like suppose say bagasses or a hay, in that there is a spontaneous combustion. Now there can be a question that in a particular Mr. XYZ Limited has taken a SFSP policy for their stock of hay. So received a XYZ Limited insured their stock of hay with so and so insurance company. There is a due to a spontaneous combustion, there is a loss to the stock. Now there are maybe a loss to the stock. The what will be the what is the correct statement of the following? They can tell you the loss is not payable. Second, loss is payable. Third, loss is payable with extra premium. Fourth, none of the above. What is your answer?
So
Loss is
pay.
not payable.
Loss is payable with extra premium.
Payable with extra premium.
Correct. See, now we are discussing the perils. After the peril, we will discuss the add-ons also. Okay. So remember that while explaining the peril also, I will cover some add-ons also, so that we can skip various add-ons and save our time, because we are having very limited time. So here, although spontaneous combustion is excluded, but it is an add-on cover, and they will not ask you the straight question. Sometimes they may ask straight question too, but many times they are asking an application type question. So with extra premium is nothing but an add-on cover, because in add-on cover we are charging extra premium, and spontaneous combustion is a add-on cover. So when such question comes, you understand that if it is an add-on, then loss is covered with extra premium. Okay, so this is excluded but covered under a add-on. Next is it's undergoing and any heating or drying processes. Yes, any doubt? Okay. So next one is undergoing any heating or a drying process. So if anything is there which is undergoing under a heating process, drying process, then for that also the loss will not be covered. Burning of a property by order of any public authority. If any public authority is ordering to burn the property, so that time also the loss will not be covered. Okay, this is done. Next peril is a lightning. Okay, now lightning is with or without actual ignition taking place. Lightning you must be knowing, no need to explain. But remember here, the thing is that in fire, actual ignition and burning is required. But in lightning, even though flames are not visible, means actual ignition not taken place, still loss is covered if it is due to a lightning. Next one is explosion and implosion. Here in explosion and implosion, there is some explosion. Understand, burning outside, or there is a sudden violent burst with a loud sound. This is called explosion. And what is the implosion? Implosion is a bursting inward or collapse due to internal pressure. Simple two examples I will give. You must be seen pressure cooker in your home. Okay, so that pressure cooker, if there is so much pressure, that time there can be explode. That is explosion. Okay, so that is a case of an explosion. Now you must have seen balloon. In a balloon air is there and you pinch any pin, so that will be inside burst. So that will be a implosion. So that is a explosion and implosion. Two different things are there, and both are covered under the fire policy. Now here, although explosion and implosion are covered, but there is some exclusion like loss or destruction of or damage to the boilers. So if there is a boilers is there, so destruction to the boiler due to explosion is not covered under a policy, excluding domestic boilers. Okay, so there can be a question in your examination that XYZ Limited insured their domestic boiler and there is a loss due to explosion to the same. Which of the following is the correct? Loss is payable without extra premium. Loss is payable with extra premium. Loss is not payable. Loss is payable if add-on is taken.
Loss is not payable.
Loss is payable without extra premium.
Yeah, loss is payable without extra premium.
Okay. So we got different options as the answer. Remember here what I told, although the boiler is not covered, means explosion to boiler is not covered, but domestic boiler is covered. I told domestic boiler. So in case of domestic boiler, loss is covered and it is inbuilt. There is no add-ons required for the domestic boiler's explosion. So loss is covered without extra premium. That you remember. Okay. If instead of domestic boiler, they mention a boiler, that time loss is not payable. Even by paying extra premium also, that is not payable. Now, why it is not payable? because the boilers are covered under BPP policy in engineering department. Boiler and pressure plant policy is there in engineering department. In that loss will be payable. Instead of this, they can ask you different this one. They can ask you that there is a loss to the boiler of XYZ Limited. Under which of the following policy the loss can be claimed? Number 1, SFSP policy. Number 2, machinery policy. Number 3, boiler policy. Number 4, either 1 or 3.
Boiler policy.
Any other answer?
Either 1 or 3.
See, when it is a boiler, it will be payable by BPP policy only. Okay, boilers are covered under a BPP policy. Even machineries, when they take a machinery insurance, they do not take a coverage for boiler and pressure plant under machinery policy, because a separate cover is there, and include the fire is also covered under the BPP policy. So the loss is covered under a BPP policy. Boiler explosion is not covered under the fire policy. So that's why the loss will be covered under only BPP policy, not 1 or 3. Then loss or destruction caused by the centrifugal force. If due to centrifugal force any loss is there, then that will not be covered. These excluded losses are covered under engineering policy, so that's why it is not covered here. Explosion and implosion I already explained. Now next one is the aircraft damage. Now due to shortage of time, some whatever changes are there in the new product, that also I will explain along with this. Now aircraft damage. Now in aircraft damage, balloon, rocket, other aerial or space devices, not only the aeroplane, even balloon, rocket, other aerial devices are also covered. But loss, destruction or damage caused by aircraft, other aerial or space devices and articles drops therefrom, excluding loss due to pressure waves or shock waves due to aircraft flying at a supersonic speed. So even though the loss of the aircraft damage is covered by aeroplane, balloon, rocket, or any aerial or space devices, still there will be no cover for any pressure wave or shock wave. So suppose any aircraft is flying above the building, and there is a loss to the say buildings, glasses are broken due to maybe a pressure waves. So that loss is not covered, because pressure waves and shock waves are excluded. Even by extra premium it is not covered. So remember, it is completely excluded, not even in add-on cover. So that I'm explaining that too. So you will remember these things. Okay. Now there is a change in the new product, that aircraft damage, this cover is also there in new product, but this is included in one of the other peril. Can you name that peril? In which peril this aircraft damage is added?
Impact damage.
Correct. It is added in the impact damage. So aircraft damage cover is also there, but not separate peril cover is listed there. This aircraft damage cover is added under an impact damage cover. So remember this thing. Sometimes they might ask you, because this is the difference. Next cover is a RSMD. Earlier it was RSMTD. In that T is removed. T is a terrorism. So earlier we used to give RSMTD. Now terrorism is removed from this. So now terrorism became a add-on cover. So terrorism is not inbuilt cover. So we covered right strike, malicious damage only. Here total or a partial cessation of a work, permanent or temporary disposition by government order, permanent or temporary disposition due to unlawful occupation, burglary, housebreaking, theft. These things are covered under a RSMD. Next are the STFI perils. Now STFI perils means act of God perils. Here like typhoon, tempest, hurricane, tornado, flood, inundation, all these will cover here. Now there can be a question. There is a loss due to tsunami. Okay, there is a loss due to tsunami. Which of the following is correct? Loss is payable under a normal fire policy, normal SFSP policy. Loss is not payable. Loss is payable with extra premium. Loss is payable with add-on cover.
Loss is payable with add-on
Loss is
premium.
payable with add-on premium.
If earthquake cover is taken.
Correct. So they want to check it whether you know that EQ is your add-on cover. Number one, checking is this. Secondly, for tsunami cover, STFI and
STFI should be there.
both should be covered. So the STFI is inbuilt. STFI is covered there actually, and for earthquake you have to take an add-on cover. That's why loss is payable with extra premium. That is the correct answer. Absolutely right. And second thing you remember, sometimes they might ask you that earthquake cover is taken, but STFI is deleted. Then also loss will not be covered. So to get a tsunami covered, STFI as well as earthquake both cover should be there. STFI should not be opted out, or earthquake should be taken. So the after these both condition fulfilled, only the tsunami will be covered. So okay. So earthquake, volcanic eruption, or other conversion of nature are not covered, but they can be covered by extra premium, as these are the add-ons. Next one is the impact damage. Impact by any rail, road, vehicle, or animal. So impact damage is covered under the policy. Now there is a question. There is a question that Mr. X has taken SFSP policy for his factory. He is having some workers. One of his workers has a pet dog who has a pet dog. That pet dog broken a glass of the window, or maybe a gate, wall, gate, or maybe wall, whatever it is, they will mention it. Now, which of the following is the correct? Loss is payable, no, loss is not payable, loss is payable with extra premium, or
Loss is payable.
loss is payable.
Loss is
Not
payable.
payable. Loss is
Loss
not
is
payable.
not
Loss is not payable.
Loss is
Not
not
payable.
payable.
Not payable.
Not by add-on also.
Yes.
Absolutely right. Your concepts are very much clear. See, here, number one is impact damage is covered, but we exclude something, that is impact by railroad, vehicle, or animal. Okay, of the insured and insured occupier or the employee. Now, number one thing is there. So inbuilt, it is not covered. Whatever I told you. Okay. So any other impact will be covered. Maybe third party vehicle, by third party vehicle, it will be covered. Third party animal will be covered. Now, next, whatever is not covered, something from that is covered as an add-on. Now, what is covered? By vehicle is covered, but by animal it is not covered. That's why by paying even extra premium, the loss is not payable. That you remember. Second thing, in this question, in spite of animal, if they will mention the vehicle of the one of the employee, that time your answer will be
Payable with
Can be paid
extra
with add-on.
premium.
right. It will be payable with the extra premium. Now, extra premium and add-ons both are the same option actually. They will not give these both options. They will say any other option. Maybe if there is an extra premium or add-ons, any option is there, you can select this. Okay, they will provide any one option, or not the both option for the maybe vehicle. Okay, so is this clear now?
Yes, sir.
Now, subsidence and landslide, including rock slide, from the name itself, you can understand what is a subsidence.
Sir, I have one query.
And rock slide. So all these are covered, but excluding normal cracking, settlement, movement of ground, defective design, demolition. So these are not covered. Otherwise, subsidence landslides are covered. Then bursting and or overflowing of water tanks, apparatus, and pipes. This is covered under the policy. So if there's a bursting of busting or overflowing of the water tanks and pipes, then it is a covered, but it should be accidental. Okay, then only it will be covered. Then missile testing operations. There can be a question in your examination that Sri Lanka government wanted to test their missile at a Colombo. While that missile testing operation, there was a loss to the Kanyakumari, and one of our insured suffered a loss at a Kanyakumari. Whether loss is payable without extra premium, loss is payable with extra premium, loss is not payable, or none of the above.
Loss is not payable.
With extra.
Loss is payable.
Loss is payable.
Loss
Loss
is
is
not
payable.
payable. Loss is not payable because missile testing operation should be done by Government of India.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. See, although missile testing operation is covered, but this operation should be conducted by the government of India only, any other neighboring country is doing, then this is not covered. That's why I particularly asked the Sri Lanka. So remember, don't get confused, even though missile testing operation is covered. And if instead of government of Sri Lanka, if government of India is mentioned, then loss is covered without extra premium because it is inbuilt cover. Okay, so remember this thing. The operation should be done by the government of India, then loss is covered without extra premium. If any other country, the loss is anyhow not payable even by paying extra premium. Okay. Now, next one is the leakage from automatic sprinkler installation. So if there is an automatic sprinkler installation, then the loss is payable excluding repair, alteration, removal, extension of building, sprinkler system or non-construction defects. It is not covered. And the basic condition is that the leakage should be accidental. If it is accidental, then only the loss is payable, otherwise not. Next one is a bushfire, excluding fire, forest fire. You must be knowing that there is a forest fire now in some of the countries, just recently in the news. Suppose there is a forest fire in say one of the forest at a Gadchiroli. Okay, and there some stock was stored over there, and there is a loss to the stock. So whether the loss is payable without extra premium, loss is payable with extra premium, or loss is not payable?
Loss is not payable.
with extra premium.
Well, with add-on.
Loss is payable with extra premium.
Correct. So here remember the thing is that see, bushfire is covered inbuilt. If they ask you bushfire, first understand the difference between bushfire and a forest fire. Bushfire is localized and limited in nature. Okay, whereas forest fire is of a catastrophic nature. Now, bushfire is inbuilt covered, but forest fire is covered with extra premium because this is an add-on cover. So the answer will be the loss will be covered with extra premium. Now some excess amount are given here. Just you can refer this chart. I don't think that they will ask, but if asked, that's why this is given. Remember, 5% is the minimum. 5% is given there, but some minimum amount is also given, like for the different sum assured up to 10 crore of sum assured 10,000 up to 10 to 125,000. Likewise, excess is given, and you must be knowing that loss is exclusion in each and every policy. In each and every policy, whatever policy is, there is always excess, and this is excluded from the payable amount. Second is a war, civil war, and kindred peril. From name itself, you can understand. See, war, civil war, and kindred perils, and third one, nuclear perils. These true exclusions you will find commonly in all the products. Okay, so these are the actually common exclusions you will find in various line of business also. Next one is a pollution risk. Now, there can be a question that suppose XYZ Limited is having a neighbor ABC Limited. ABC Limited burned their stock, and due to that stock, some flame came. There was a pollution. There was air pollution, and due to that, some stock of XYZ Limited, which is our insured, got damaged. Now, loss is payable without extra premium. Loss is payable with extra premium, or loss is not payable.
Not payable.
Loss is not payable.
Loss is payable with extra premium.
Loss
Correct
is
answer is
payable
loss
as
is
per the rule.
payable without extra
Any extra
premium.
premium.
Now, how is it is? Just see. I am telling you, pollution risk is excluded. Okay, so by pollution risk, you will answer that loss is not payable, and even that is not given under add-on also. So that's why there is no chance of the with extra premium. But how it is payable? Now you understand that there are two conditions which are exception to that. Means exclusion to exclusion is a coverage. Okay, exclusion is a pollution risk, but for pollution risk there are two exclusions. One is a pollution or contamination which itself results from a peril hereby insured against, and second, any peril thereby insured against which itself results from pollution or a contamination. So pollution is not covered, but if pollution is a result of any insured peril, now in this case the peril fire was there, by fire pollution happened, so that's why this pollution is covered. Okay, in that case this is covered. there can be other way, that maybe due to pollution any of the peril is triggered. So although the proximate cause is the pollution, still the resultant loss is by the peril covered, so the loss is payable. So in these two conditions, either pollution is either peril is before the pollution or peril is after the pollution. In these two conditions, loss is covered by the pollution. Otherwise, it is not covered. Understood this one? Any doubt?
Yes, sir. No doubt, sir.
Next, deterioration of stock in cold storage premises. Now, here, can you tell me what is the full form of FOES? Can you tell me? FOES, full form. They can ask you. Note down. FOES is a failure of electrical supply. Okay. Now, failure of electrical supply. Now cold storage. Now, what cold storage are doing? Cold storage are maintaining a temperature of a particular, maybe for particular commodity, they needs to be maintained at a particular temperature. Like say fish, maybe sometimes potatoes, sometimes some other, some like tomatoes and all. So if they want to kept at a particular temperature, they are stored under a cold storage. And if there is a failure of electrical supply, that cold storage might not work, and there will be a loss to the stock. So this stock, deterioration of the stock is excluded from our policy, but it is payable as an add-on. Okay, so there are two add-ons actually. So remember, what are the two add-ons here? Number one, failure of electrical loss to the stock of loss to the stock of a stock in a cold storage due to failure of electrical supply at a power station. Secondly, same, but at a loss of electrical supply at the insured premises. So these two different add-ons are there. So they should have these two add-ons. And so if there is a failure of electrical supply, then this loss will be covered. So it will be payable under as an extra payment. But again, there are some exclusions over here. This failure of electrical supply should not be rationing or load shedding, or maybe so it will not be covered even by extra premium also. Although add-on covers are taken, that loss should happen by any of the insured peril. So due to fire, that electrical supply is interrupted, or due to maybe lightning, or due to any other insured peril, if the electrical supply is interrupted, then loss is payable under add-ons, not in inbuilt cover. Okay, so due to insured perils under add-ons. Next one is that there is a waiting period of 24 hours. So if the interruption is more than 24 hours, then only loss is payable. So remember this thing. So three things I explained here, that exclusion of the deterioration of a stock in cold storage premises, and two add-ons related to this. Okay. Next one is the goods or properties to be specifically covered. Bullion or unset precious stones, curious or work of arts for an amount exceeding rupees 10,000. So these are not covered under our policy. So it is covered up to the rupees 10,000. If it's not declared, so up to 10,000 it is covered. But more than 10,000, if it is more, the value or a sum assured is more than 10,000, then it should be specifically mentioned. Then only it is covered. Then dynamic clause. Now dynamic clause is actually there is a you can say there is a exclusion of electrical damage to the electric due to maybe short circuiting, arcing or something. If it is happening to the machinery, so or any to any unit, any electrical or electronic unit, so that loss is excluded from the SFSP policy. So there can be a question that XYZ Limited are having a 10 machineries. Out of one, due to short circuiting or arcing, there is a fire came out of the one of the machinery, and this fire spread for the 3 more machineries. So there is a loss of, to the total 4 machineries. Now there can be a question: the which of the following is the correct? Loss is loss to all the four machineries is covered under a fire SFSP policy. Loss to machinery 1 is covered under a fire policy, but loss to other three machineries covered under machinery insurance. Loss to all the four machineries is covered under machinery insurance. Loss to machinery 1 is covered under machinery insurance, but loss to uh, other three insurance other three machineries is covered under a fire insurance. So what is your answer?
Loss of three machineries
covered in SSFP. One in machinery and other three in SSFP.
Correct.
Like that.
Yes.
Option 4.
Yes.
Correct.
Last
Option 4 is
Last
the correct
option.
answer, because here what is happening that we are excluding that, but there is a dynamic clause. Okay. First, understand what is exclusion. Exclusion is that from which that fire arise due to say short circuiting or like short circuiting, arcing, or discharge of electricity. So that is not covered under a fire. So if that is not covered, it is covered under a machinery policy. Okay, because this is a mechanical thing, so that is covered under a machinery. So MBD policy will cover that. But there is a dynamic clause. Now, what dynamic clause says? Dynamic clause says that seat of a fire is not covered, spread of the fire is covered. So seat of a fire is a machinery number 1, spread of the fire is a other three machinery. So that other three machinery machinery will be covered under a SFSP policy. That's why your answer number 4 is correct. Now, debris removal, architecture, surveyor, architect, surveyor, and consulting engineer's fees. So here see debris removal 1% of a claim amount, and architecture, surveyor, and consulting engineer's fee of 3% of the claim amount is covered under the SFSP policy. Now, as an add-on, debris removal can be increased from 1% to 10%. Okay. Then architect, surveyor, and consulting engineer fees can be increased from 3% to 7.5% as an add-on.
7.5.
So 1 and 3% is the inbuilt cover, and then addition to that up to 10% and 7.5% is an add-on. Now, this is SFSP policy, but in your new products, the limits are different. That I will explain later. So just remember this 1%, 3% is increased to 10%, and this one. Now there can be the question that if the question insured is opting or launching a claim to for a architect and surveyor consulting engineer fee for 3% of the claim amount for preparation of a claim. So the amount is payable without extra premium. Amount is payable with with extra premium, without extra premium, or not payable. Tell me.
Not payable because preparation not payable.
Not payable.
Preparation of claim is not payable.
Yes. So remember, although we pay architecture, surveyor, and consulting engineer fees, this should be for purpose of a reinstatement and not for the preparation of the claim. So if it is a preparation of a claim, will not pay that amount. Then consequential loss. Loss of earnings, loss of delay, loss of market, or other consequential losses not payable, that we will cover under a FLOP policy. Then next one is spoilage, material damage. If there are various batches, so any loss or damage due to cessation of or interruption of a process due to operation of an insured peril, then that will not be covered. Loss by theft during or after operation of an insured peril. Okay. Now there can be a question that there was a fire in a in a building, okay, which was insured, and due to at the time of fire, there was a breakage of a window glass and theft of air condition by there was a theft of air condition. Now they have given a loss by the amount for the loss of fire, say 2 crore, and cost of air condition is a 30,000. Okay, so 2 crore and 30,000. Now how much is a payable? So your options are 30,000 is a payable under SFSP policy. Okay, under SFSP policy, after 3 days there was a theft of air condition. Okay, so what amount is payable? 30,000, 2,30,000, 2 lakh, or none of the above. What is your answer?
None
If
of
it is
the above.
covered in
None of the
RSMTV,
above.
then it is covered.
Okay, any other view?
None of the above
None
due
of
to
the above.
2 lakhs.
excess applicable.
2,30,000. Because 7 days peril, insured peril after within 7 days, it's covered under the
Insurance
policy.
ceases after 7 days.
I knew that you will get confused in this, because what is happening, I particularly mentioned it is a SFSP policy. In SFSP policy, loss by theft during or after
Theft is
operation of
not
insurance
covered.
not covered. Remember, whatever you are telling, that 7 days, that is for the new product and not for SFSP. So if SFSP is they are mentioning SFSP policy, then that theft cover is not payable, only that other loss is payable. Okay, so remember this thing, theft is covered after up to the 7 days after the insured period, only under a new product. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
Imam.
So remember these things. Don't get confused in new products and old products. That's why if any difference is there, I'm asking questions so that your doubt should be clarified. So up to 7 days it is clear. It is covered but for the new product and not for the SFSP policy. SFSP policy, it is an exclusion and not covered even in the your add-ons. Okay. For that we provide burglary, and in that theft cover is given. Right? Next one is earthquake, volcanic eruption, or other convulsion of nature. These are also excluded. But earthquake, I already told you, earthquake is can be covered by paying extra premium as an add-on. And next one is a displacement of a machinery more than 60 days for repairs is not covered. When they are saying more than 60 days is not covered, that means it is covered for the 60 days. So up to 60 days, if machinery is removed for the maybe a repair purpose or any other purpose, then that will be covered without paying extra premium. That you remember. Okay, so you'll say that okay, and up to 60 days it is not covered, more than 60 days not covered, so up to 60 days it is covered without paying extra premium. Now some conditions we are discussing here. First, breach of utmost good faith. You must be knowing that this is a basic thing, that there should be a declaration of a material facts. If not done, then there will be a contract will be void of initio, so the claim will not be payable. Fall or collapse of a building. So if anything is happening within 7 days from the fall or displacement, then that will be covered. Insurance under fire policy is just after expiry up to 7 days. So just wait for a minute. Okay. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Starting again. Condition number 3 is material alteration clause. So if there is any material alteration like change in trade, occupation, manufacture, building unoccupied for more than 30, interest passes to any other person other than the by will or law, then it should be informed to the insurer. Otherwise, insurance ceases immediately after this material alteration. Next, marine policy clause. There can be a question that particular maybe there can be any machinery which is covered under which is covered under a marine policy and SFSP policy. In marine policy, the sum assured is 1 crore, and in SFSP policy, sum assured is a 2 crore. If there is a loss of say 60 lakhs, how much amount will be payable by which policy?
Marine will pay the whole amount.
Yes.
Difference in excess will be paid by fire.
So in this case, answer is that entire 60 lakhs will be paid by the marine policy, because if there is a marine policy, then only excess will be paid by the SFSP policy. Okay, remember this thing. Now, I'm making this question a little bit complicated. Like there are 3 policies for a particular stock. Okay, marine, SFSP, and a declaration policy or a declaration policy. Now, sum assured for the marine policy for that particular stock is 1 crore. For SFSP policy, 1 crore, and for declaration policy, it will be a 1 crore. Now, if there is a loss of say loss of 1.5 crores, how much loss is payable by which policy?
Marine will pay 1 crore, then 50 lakh will be paid by SFSP, and if there was any more amount, then the declaration policy will act.
Correct. So here remember, if there are 2 policies, one is a SFSP and another is a marine. First will be paid by the marine policy, and second will be paid by the fire policy. But in fire policy also, for the declaration policy, there is another condition that if there are 2 or more policies other than the declaration or fire policy, so other policies will pay first, and then declaration policy will pay the remaining. So here there is a condition of average will not be the contribution will not be applicable. Otherwise, there will be contribution, so that if there are more than one insurance, then the losses will be paid in the equal proportion as they are sharing the losses. Maybe in the proportion of the sum assured, the losses will be shared. But in case of due to this marine policy clause, losses will be paid by the marine insurance first, and then by the fire. And in fire also, declaration will always be paid last. Then cancellation of a policy. We already discussed by insured short period, by insurer pro rata, but there is a 15 days notice is required. Increase in sum assured pro rata, decrease in sum assured short period. Then duty of assured clause. So what are the duties of the assured? For first, immediate notice in writing of the claim, not more than 15 days. Submit all proof of his own cost. 12 months limit. Part 2 limitation condition. And then secondly, the in 12 months it is ceases. So suppose if there is any loss, so remember one by one. Immediately insured should inform to the insurance company. Secondly, the time limit, they should inform in 15 days. But due to any unavoided circumstances, if it is delayed to inform, the maximum time limit given is at 12 months. Okay. But even after, if he has intimated within a 12 months, if he is coming after 12 months anyway, loss is not admissible. But if he has intimated within a 12 months, even after that, suppose insurance company has rejected the claim and there is no litigation, no legal proceedings going on. So after the rejection, he can appeal within 12 months only after the date of the rejection. If he is not appealing or reapplying for the claim within the 12 months from the date of rejection, then also after the 12 months, he cannot take any legal action also, or he cannot apply reapply also, because after that that day within a 12 months, then the loss means admissibility will cease. Okay. Then right of insurer, right of entry. So all the insured should provide the right to entry and check and everything. Cooperation should be provided by the insured. If they are not cooperating, then we can reject the loss on basis of the non-cooperation. And this right is to the insurer until the claim is settled or the claim is withdrawn. Then fraud, you must be knowing the fraud on the ground of fraud or misrepresentation claim can be rejected. Reinstatement or a indemnity condition. Now, when I told you reinstatement value, that time I told you that this is a different than the reinstatement condition. Now, what is the reinstatement condition? Under a reinstatement condition, company may at its option pay the value of property or insert the or replace such property. So it is not necessary that although it is a market value basis, but if company wants, company can reinstate it. Insurer has that option. So this is called a reinstatement condition or indemnity condition. Provided reinstatement shall be in sufficient manner, expenses are limited to the cost of reinstatement prior to the file. So it is not like that insurer is reinstating it, but the value after inserting is less than the whatever was earlier. It should be in a sufficient manner. So it should be same as before the loss, not better or not worse than that. Then condition of average under insurance. See this. I think this is very simple. Sum assured is given 20 crore. Market value is 25. 20 lakhs. Market value 25 lakhs. Loss is of 2 lakhs. What we do? We pay the proportionate premium. We pay the condition of average will be applied. That is called under insurance, because there is a less declaration of the sum assured. So what we did, there is a simple formula. If such question is coming, just apply this formula: sum assured divided by market value multiplied by loss. That is a loss paid. This is the case of a partial loss. In case of total loss, the under insurance will be automatically applied. So no need to calculate in that, because suppose what is the case of the total loss? Say sum assured is a 20 crore, market value is 25 crore, and loss is of 25 crore. So this is a total loss. In that case, what is happening? We are not paying beyond the sum assured. Sum assured is the final amount. So 20 crore is there. No need to calculate by this formula. We will pay 20 crore straight. But in case of a partial loss, we will apply through this formula: sum assured divided by market value multiplied by the loss, then the amount coming, which is payable amount.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes.
Sir, is under insurance of 15% covered in SFSP?
Please repeat.
Is under insurance of 15% covered in SFSP?
No. Under insurance of 15% is not covered under SFSP policy. It is covered under IR policy and Lagu and Sukshma policy.
Okay, thank you.
Sir, can you explain the total loss under insurance once again, please?
Okay. Suppose sum assured is sum assured is 20 crore and loss is of 25 crore. Okay. Now loss is anyway above the sum assured. That is, value is of 25 crore. So total loss is 25 crore. Now, are we paying more than the sum assured? Can we pay more than sum assured?
No, sir.
No. So what is maximum payable amount?
20 lakhs.
Okay. So if now you go by both the way that by the formula, if you calculate, in this case is 20 lakhs is sum assured, 25 lakhs is the market value and loss is of 25 lakhs. So by this formula, how much is coming? See, sum assured is 20 lakhs divided by market value is 25 lakhs multiplied by losses of 25 lakhs. Your answer will be 20 lakhs only. Sum assured is also 20 lakhs. So in case of total loss, anyway, we are paying sum assured. So no need to calculate, directly pay the sum assured.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Contribution. Now, simple example of a contribution is given. Sum assured of a particular property is insured with NIA for say 5 lakhs. For Oriental, it is a 10 lakhs. So value at the time of loss, if it is a 20 lakh. Now just you answer it fast.
The 20 lakh.
First case, which company will pay how much? That you tell, and then in second case.
20 lakhs.
In first case, NIA will pay 5 lakhs and Oriental will pay 10 lakhs. Total will get 15 lakhs only. Like total sum insured is that only.
Correct, because loss is more than the sum assured. So it is a case of a total loss, and even both companies share is even clubbing together is coming 15 lakhs. So total payable. Now, if it is a losses of 5 lakh.
Both company will pay 2,50,000 each.
Both company will pay proportionately of their premium.
Correct.
Yes, proportionate.
So in this case, 1/3 will be paid by NIA and 2/3 will be paid by the Oriental. Whatever the amount is there, that will be there. 1/3 by the 1/3 by the NIA, because 1/3 out of 15, 5 by the NIA and 10 by this Oriental insurance. Subrogation. Subrogation means you must be knowing this is a basic principle that subrogate all rights and remedies even before indemnification. So it is not at the time of indemnification. Even insurer steps into the issue of insured before the indemnification also. It is not like that suppose loss is not made good so that we cannot recover. No. When losses happen, we automatically get that right to for the subrogation, and we can claim for the recovery against the third part. Then arbitration. Remember, there are okay. There can be a question that suppose there is a loss of say 5 crore due to certain things, and loss is not admissible by the insurance company. How many arbitrators can be appointed? 1, 2,
None.
3, and arbitrator cannot be appointed.
Not
Cannot be
applicable.
Cannot be appointed.
Not applicable.
Right.
Insurer has denied the liability.
Remember, arbitrator can be appointed only if loss is admissible, and if there is only the quantum dispute. If quantum dispute is there, then only arbitrator can be appointed. In other cases, arbitrator cannot be appointed. That you remember. Okay. So for the quantum dispute, so if they agree, they can appoint a sole arbitrator. If they do not agree with any one arbitrator's name, they can appoint one arbitrator each, and that two arbitrators together can apply can appoint a third arbitrator, which is called an umpire. Then the written communication, everything should be in writing. All communication. Reinstatement of a sum insured. What is the reinstatement of a sum insured? It is nothing but, so after the loss, what happens? The sum insured get decreased. So to reinstate their value, suppose the property is insured for 50 crore and there is a loss of 2 crore. So after the loss, the sum insured get decreased to 48 crore. So to reinstate the sum insured again, insured needs to pay premium for that 2 crore again. That is called a reinstatement premium. So that is called a reinstatement of a sum insured. Okay. Now there can be a question: what is the new name given under the Bharat Laghu Udyam policy for reinstatement of sum insured? Can anybody answer?
Again, sir.
There can be a question: what is the new name given for the reinstatement of a sum insured in a Bharat Laghu Udyam policy or Bharat Sukshma Udyam policy or Bharat Guru Raksha policy? Not Bharat Guru Shiksha policy, but Bharat Laghu Udyam or Bharat Sukshma Udyam policy.
Replacement basis?
Yes?
Replacement basis?
No. There is a new name given for reinstatement. It is called a restoration of sum insured. For reinstatement term, the new word is used, new name is used, that is called a restoration. So they can ask you this question. The new name given under a new product for the reinstatement of the sum insured is called a restoration of a sum insured. So remember this thing.
Like health insurance.
That also I'm explaining here. Now, what are the add-ons? Now, most of the add-ons we have covered. Impact damage by insured's own vehicle, I already covered this. Spontaneous combustion is also covered this one. Spoilage of a material damage, stock value in specified blocks. So we have seen that spoilage of material damage was not covered there. Here, this is also an add-on cover. And spoilage of a stock or a machine should occur due to a retardation, interruption or cessation of a process in the insured premises, which is damage due to the uninsured peril and liability is admissible under the policy. Then only this is covered. If the liability is not admissible for the same machinery, say for the that machinery, then for the loss to the stock is also not admissible. Okay. Then leakage and contamination. Here, remember important points I am telling you. In leakage and contamination, only leakage can be opted or leakage and contamination can be opted, but only contamination cannot be opted. That you remember. Okay. Then this leakage should be accidental. And there is an exclusion that improper handling. If it is due to improper handling, then it is loss is excluded. Loss due to shrinkage, evaporation, loss of weight not covered. Cover starts when the material reaches to the land tanks. So when it is reaching to the tanks, that time cover will start. After that, leakage is covered. But remember, we have 2-3 things that only contamination cover cannot be given. Then loss payable at the market value on date of loss. Okay, and there will be additional excess in case of earthquake. There will be 72 hours clause. What is 72 hours clause? That if there is a multiple shocks of EQ, then up to 72 hours we will consider as a one loss. Then after 72 hours there will be another loss, and accordingly excess will be charged. So they can ask you in which of the following add-ons 72 hours clause is applicable. So 72 hours clause is applicable for the leakage and contamination. Also, STFI perils are there, na? So that also this clause is applicable because up to 72 hours we consider it as a same loss. Then omission to insure, addition or alteration. Here, we charge 5% on the policy rate. It is allowed. So insured can take this cover, so that up to the 5%, if he is forgetting to insure, or maybe after addition he is forgetting to inform the insurer, then also loss is applicable. Under insurance will not be applicable up to 5% if omission to insure, addition, alteration cover is given. Now, after the expiry of the policy, there is a provision of the refund if it is declared within a 30 days. Within a 30 days, if he declare the correct values, then there is a provision of a 30 days, but no one comes and we don't pay that. Okay. But as per tariff, it is applicable that we can give the refund because subject to he has declared the correct values within the 30 days of the expiry of the policy. Then DOS, deterioration of the stock due to failure of electrical supply. I already told you. Add-on 8 and 9, both add-ons I have explained. Then deterioration of stock in cold storage. There are some exclusion to that. I already told you that load shedding or rationing of this one, or if deliberate act of the government of local or municipal authority, that is also excluded. I told you, remember FOS, full form of the FOS is failure of electrical supply. Okay. And claim is admissible only after 24 hours. If it is more than 24 hours, then only it is admissible. Okay. And due to insured peril, that is also important condition. Next, escalation clause. Escalation I already explained. Up to 25% it can be opted. I had given an example also on that. Removal of debris, I explained 1% to 10% can be opted. 3% to 7.5% can be opted. Cannot be done for the claim preparation. Then temporary removal of the stock can be done for the fabrication. Then, but we will apply 10% of the policy rate on that. Forest fire covered, loss of rent and additional expense of rent. Remember these things. We get confused between these two cover. Loss of rent cover can be given only to the owner, and additional expenses of rent for alternation accommodation can be given for non-manufacturing risk only. Okay, so these two covers are there, but this can be given to another. Remember, loss of rent cover is given to the owner, because if there is a loss to any property, and so that the property cannot be occupied, so there will be loss of the rent only to the owner. Okay, so owner will get loss of rent add-ons cover, but tenants, now for the property he must not be having any such problem, but it may happen that if there is a due to loss, he needs to shift to any other premises. That time he may need to pay more than whatever rent is paying. Say earlier he used to pay 50,000, now he needs to pay he needs to pay 60,000. So that additional 10,000 will be covered under this add-on, additional expenses of rent. So this cover can be given to the tenant, additional expenses of the rent. Okay, so remember this thing. And one more thing needs to be remembered here, that this cover can be given for non-manufacturing risk only. This add-on cover cannot be given for the manufacturing risk. Then next one is the startup expenses. Specified sum assured necessarily and reasonably incurred for restarting the plant. Okay, so whatever the expenses required for the restarting the plant, that will be covered as a startup expenses as an add-on. Now there are some extensions which can be covered without extra premium. There can be a reinstatement value clause. Customer can opt for the reinstatement value instead of market value, which can be granted free of cost, which do not charge any premium for the reinstatement value if it is opted. Okay, then local authorities clause with the reinstatement value clause only. Local authorities clause is also free of cost. That is one thing. Secondly, this clause can be given only if customer or insured has opted reinstatement value clause. Without reinstatement value, we cannot provide local authorities clause. As per local authorities clause, if there is any restriction to reinstatement of a property at the current location, then they can rebuild or reinstate the property nearby at any other location, but not city should not be changed, or maybe should not be far from the previous property, should be nearby only there, the same location. Then a designation of a property clause. Designation of a property clause means you must be knowing that we designate the property like building, stock, FFF. Then there will be machineries and all these things. Sometimes what can happen that say for example air condition we may consider as electronics items, electronics equipment, but insured may consider it as electrical items. So there can be a confusion while calculating the sum assured for the under insurance. So to avoid that, if designation of a property clause is given, that is a free of cost, so everybody is taking that, so that we can rely on the books of accounts. So whatever for air condition where they have mentioned whether it is an electrical equipment, electrical or electronics, there we can consider it accordingly. So designation of a property clause suggests that the property will be designated as per the books of accounts of the insured. Then goods held in trust or commission clause must be shown separately. Now, goods held in trust is automatically covered without extra premium, but the value should be shown separately. Like, so suppose for simple example, in any shop, one tailoring shop is there, so they must be having some clothes is coming to them. Okay, so that clothes will be goods held in trust, so that can be covered. No extra premium should be given, but that sum assured should be shown separate. Contract price clause. Now, contract price clause is the price in which profit is included. This is where the contract is already given, and due to loss to that property or a stock, we lost that contract. Then contract price is payable, but sum assured should be taken on the basis of the contract price. Otherwise, there will be under insurance applicable. Then reinstatement value clause, I already told you. But here some provisions, they can ask you 4 provisions under this. What is the provision 1 under reinstatement value clause? Or provision 3, provision 1 is that the reinstatement should be completed within 12 months. And if it is carried out to another side, the liability should not be increased. Number 1, it should be completed within 12 months. If carried out to another side, the liability should not be increased. Provision number 2 is that until reinstatement is not carried out, we will consider it on a normal indemnity basis, which is a market value basis. So first is completed within 12 months, and loss should not be increased because of another side. Number 2, until reinstatement carried out, we cover it, or we provide it for normal indemnity basis, that is a market value basis. Number 3, condition of average. So under insurance will be applicable. That is a condition number 3 or a provision number 3. And provision number 4 is that reinstatement settlement shall not apply if the insured fails to intimate his intention to reinstate within six months. Although the time limit for reinstatement is given 12 months, but insured should express his intention for the reinstatement. If he's expressing it within 6 months, then it will be applicable. If he's not expressing the same, then the normal value basis, loss will be settled on the normal value basis. Zones, you must be knowing that there are 4 zones, 4 EQ zones, 4 categories of spontaneous combustion: low, moderate, variable, high. 3 categories of hazardous goods, like category 1, category 2, category 3. And remember that in category 1, flammable liquids having flash point above 65 degrees. So this is safest one under these 3 categories, because if it is more than 65 degrees Celsius, flammable liquid flash point, so more flash point is more safer. So category 1 is safer, category 2 is more moderate risky, and category 3 is more risky. So as category increases, risk is also increases. Okay. Then some examples are given: spontaneous combustion, that you can go through, storage risk, and all these examples are given. Then next is a floater policy. Now, what is a floater policy? In floater, suppose there can be stocks at a various locations. Okay. So instead of taking a separate policy for the different locations, insured can opt for the floater policy. In that, he can cover all his locations, so that he can be benefited by that. How he can be benefited? Otherwise, he had to take a policy for highest value of each location. Now, instead of that, if he can come to know that, okay, my highest value of each location is this much, but at a particular time, my total stock value will not go, say, for 25 crore or 50 crore. So then he can opt for the floater policy. Now, in floater policy, what we do, we charge 10% floater extra. So whatever the premium rate is there, which after charging the rate, we charge take extra 10% premium as a floater extra, because multiple locations are covered under this. And but there is an exclusions, that suppose all the locations are in a simple compound, same compound, then floater extra will not be applicable. So if they will say that XYZ Limited is having 3 godowns, one is at ground floor, one is at second floor, one is at 4th floor, then how premium will be charged? Normal premium will be charged. Premium will be charged with the floater extra. Additional premium will be charged. Likewise, if they are asking, then there will be normal premium. No extra premium will be charged, because it is in the same compound. So for same compound, we do not take floater extra. We take floater extra only if the locations are not in same compound. Then declaration policy. There is a question: what is the minimum sum insured for the floater policy? Options are nil, 100 lakhs, 200 lakhs, or 50 lakhs? What is your answer?
200.
100 lakh.
For floater 1 crore and for declaration floater 2 crore.
For floater, it is 2 crore.
No. Remember, for floater, there is no minimum sum assured. We get confused. The minimum sum assured is given for the declaration and floater declaration policies only. For floater policy, there is no minimum sum assured. For declaration policy, 1 crore is the minimum sum assured, and floater declaration 2 crore minimum sum assured. That you remember. Okay. So it is simple. 0, 1, 2. Floater declaration, floater declaration. Floater 0, declaration 1 crore, floater declaration 2 crore. So there is no minimum sum assured. Minimum 25 lakhs in at least one of the locations should be there. Although 100 lakhs is the total sum assured, but there is another condition that at least one location should be having 25 lakhs of sum assured. That should be periodical declaration should be done. Balance premium is to be refunded. Okay. No. Here, remember that what is happening. See, in floater policy, we have seen there are multiple locations, but in declaration policy, there can be a one location. In floater declaration, multiple location can be there. In declaration policy, maybe for a particular location, but it can be provided for the stocks which is fluctuating. Maybe it's like, see, umbrella production. Now, if umbrella production is there, this is a rainy season product. Now, what will happen? They may having a lesser stock at the summer and say winter, but in rainy they must be having a more stock. So their stock value will be more at the rainy season. So instead of taking normal policy, they can take a declaration policy. So they can declare it, and their sum assured will be the average. So here what we do. So while taking an insurance, there will be estimated sum assured. So at the end of the policy, the actual sum assured will come to know, and so the difference between estimated and actual sum assured, for that premium will be refunded. But there is a condition that for the refund of the premium, there should be retention of at least 50% of the premium. We can refund balance premium. If it is 70% there, then we will refund 30%. But if it is a 30% only, we will not refund 70%. We will refund 50% because minimum 50% retention condition is there. It is for fluctuation of a stock in one location only. Declaration can be done either highest stock of the month or average of the month. Now, the declaration should be done latest by the last date of the succeeding month. Remember this thing, latest by the last date of the succeeding month. So suppose the declaration is for the month of March, then the last date for the declaration will be 30th of April, because last date of the succeeding month. Okay. Now, declaration policy is not permitted for the short period policy, so we cannot provide short period declaration policy. Then secondly, stock in process cannot be given. Only for finished goods we can give declaration policy. Stock at railway sidings also cannot be covered under this policy. Then basis will be a market value. Then if at the time of loss the last declaration is less than the amount payable, out have been declared, then condition of average will be applicable. So what is doing, we are not checking it with the total sum assured in the declaration policy. We check it with the previous declaration. If previous declaration is not made, then we say we check previous prior declaration. So we go 1 month back and check which is the last declaration made, and if last declaration is correct, then there will not be under insurance. If it is lesser, then under insurance will be applicable. But for the calculation of the refund of a premium, if declaration is not made, we consider 100%. We consider the total sum assured as a declaration. Okay, and if declaration is made more than the sum assured, we consider that sum assured only. Suppose sum assured is 100 crore and declaration is made 110 crore. Then we'll consider 100 crore only, not 110 crore, because we are not paying losses of 110 crore. So we will take it as a 100 crore only. So I will give you one example on that. Your all doubts will be clear. Now, basis of declaration will be average of the values on the risk on each day, either average of the month or the highest value of the month. That you remember. Okay. Now, this is one of the example. Can anybody solve this? Can anybody tell me what is the refund under this policy? what will be the refund in under this declaration policy? Okay.
Refund will be 50%.
Yeah. Any answer?
Sir, 50%. Because
60%?
the total, sir, 50% because the declared amount is 45 crore. Average amount.
Okay. See, what are the declaration? First, we go with the declaration. Now, understand. Now, 50, we take a 50 lakh, 50, then 50 crore, then 30 crore, 80 crore, plus 10 crore, 90 crore, plus 80 crore, 170 crore. Now, no declaration. If no declaration is there, then we consider as a total sum assured. Okay, so we'll take 100 crore there. So 90, 90, 180 plus 50 plus 30, 80, 90, 80, 170, 170 plus 100, 270 plus 90, 360 plus 10, 370 plus 10, 380. Now 200. If 200 is there, still we consider 100. Okay. Then 10, 20 and 30. We'll take all these things together and it becomes a 540 and average will come as a 45. So we should refund for 55. 55% premium will be should be refunded, but there is a condition of 50% retention. So we will not refund 55. We will refund only 50%, as you correctly said. So the premium, first you understand what is the premium. Premium will be calculated first. Sum assured was 100 crores and rate was a 1 per million. So premium will be 10 lakhs. That was the estimated premium at which was taken earlier. And out of that, if we are refunding 50%, so our refund amount will be 5 lakhs. Okay. Here again, now because we don't have so much time, that way I will just explain how it is going. See here in this case, 10 crore is there. So we'll consider 10 crore completely. February 0 is there. So how much sum assured will consider? Tell me.
10 crore.
10 crore only.
No. If there is a declaration of a zero zero, this is a zero but a declared, na? So we'll take 0 only. In case of non-declaration, we'll take 10 crore. Here declaration is there. So we'll take a 0, not 10 crore. Remember, if client has declared 0 value, we'll take a 0 only, not 10 crore. In case of non-declaration only, we'll take a full sum assured. So 10 plus 0 plus March 2 plus 3. Non-declared here, we will take 10. June 3, July 2, August 2 crore was declared but late. Now, how much will we take here?
10 crore.
10.
Correct. So, although here 2 crore is there, 2 crore is declared by the client, but it was declared late. So, if it is declared late, we will consider a full sum assured because it is not declared in time. Actually, in practice, we provide concession to the client, but as per tariff, it should be considered full. September, instead of 12, we consider 10 because sum assured, it is more than sum assured, so we consider 10. Then October 2, November 3, December 5. So the total is coming 60 crore. So 60 crore divided by 12, our this is coming how much? 60 crore divided by 12, it is coming 5 crore. Rate of premium is 1. Now 5 crore is 50%. So anyway, 50% retention is maintained. So 50% will be refunded. And so we will refund the premium of 50,000 because total premium is 1 lakh. And for this, we'll refund the 50,000. Okay. Any doubt? Okay. Now floater declaration policy. Now if you understand the declaration floater policy, if you understand the declaration policy, you can come to know the floater declaration policy. The three things are important. One, it is a combination of floater and declaration. Number two, here minimum sum assured is 2 crore. Okay. And number three, minimum retention is a 80%. So for the previous example, how much premium will be refunded here?
50% maximum.
30% will be refunded.
20%, which means
Yeah,
we
yeah.
will
Sorry.
refund 20,000, not 50,000, because although 50% is the total sum assured, but we cannot means refund for more than 20%. 80% is the retention. So that's why our refund in this case will be if it is a floater declaration policy. So read carefully whether they are asking declaration policy or a floater declaration policy. In case of floater declaration policy, maximum refund is 20%. In case of declaration policy, maximum refund is 50%. Reinstatement value policy, it is same. If you know the reinstatement value clause, same, it is the same policy, but the losses will be settled on the basis of reinstatement. So it is same policy. All the means it is for the normal policy. If reinstatement clause will be added, it will become a reinstatement value policy. Okay, that's why I'm not explaining it much. Okay. Short period scales rates are given here, not exceeding 15 days, 10%, 1 month, 15%. Just you have to remember these rates. Then consequential loss insurance. This is a LOP policy, loss of gross profit. You must be knowing that consequential loss are not covered, or in other words, it is an exclusion under SFSP policy. But if consequential loss policy is taken, then these losses can be covered. Here, the losses, what we pay the loss of gross profit. Okay. So there can be a question, in which of the following cases FLOP policy cannot be issued or consequential loss policy cannot be issued? Net profit, net loss, gross profit, gross loss.
Gross.
FLOP can be issued on gross profit.
I am repeating my question. In which of the following cases consequential loss insurance cannot be provided? Option 1, net profit. Option 2, net loss. Option 3, gross profit. Option 4, gross loss.
Net
Gross
profit.
loss. Gross loss.
Sorry, my speaker was off. Just please repeat.
The gross loss.
Correct. In case of gross loss, this is not, because we provide gross profit. Although the net profit, net loss options are there. In case of net profit also, gross profit is possible. In case of net loss also, possibility of gross profit is there. But in case of gross loss, anyway, it is a gross loss. Even after adding starting charges also, if loss is there, then we cannot provide the consequential loss insurance. That you remember. So this is an important question. Now, what we provide for, what we pay in a consequential loss insurance or FLOP policy, we provide the losses due to reduction in a turnover or increase in cost of working. So whatever losses are there due to reduction in turnover, what can be, why we are giving this? Maybe due to any losses, our production is interrupted. And if our production is interrupted, then our it is quite obvious that our turnover will be decreased. So whatever turnover is decreased, on that we will apply the rate of profit, and what that is our gross profit. And in addition to that, we provide increase in cost of working. Now, there is a formula for the gross profit. This is net profit plus standing charges. That this is a gross profit. Now, there is one proviso called material damage proviso. What is a material damage proviso? That loss is admissible or payable on under a consequential loss policy or FLP policy only if the loss is admissible or payable under a basic fire policy. Suppose the loss is not payable under basic fire policy, then the loss is not payable under the consequential loss or FLOP policy. But there is one exception to that. Can you highlight that exception? In that the loss is not payable under a SFSP policy, but payable in this policy.
When the fire policy's claim amount is within the excess amount.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. So if the here loss is admissible, but due to excess, the SFSP policy is not paying anything. In that case, the loss is payable under the this policy. Okay, so that is only exception. Otherwise, only if loss is payable by the fire policy, SFSP policy, then only that is called a material damage policy. In short, because it can be a SFSP, it can be Lagu, it can be Sukshma. So we term it as a material damage policy, or it can be in IR also material damage section. It can be. So instead of a payable, we should use the term admissible. If loss is admissible under a material damage policy, then loss is admissible or payable under the consequential loss policy. So what is the reason? Because if the basic policy is not there, or so while issuing this policy, we make sure that there is a material damage policy is in place. If material damage policy is not in place, then there can be a problem to us. Why? This is there are some reason, because condition and warranties, same condition and warranties can be applicable over here. Secondly, independent investigation is not required. Same investigator can be done. And then existence of material damage policy ensures that the losses will be made good within reasonable period of time. Otherwise, if material damage policy is not there, so there can be a shortage of capital, and the interruption period may get longer, and then the losses can be increased under the consequential loss policy. Then some definitions are given here. Standing charges, you must be knowing that these are the fixed charges. The whether production is going on or not, we need to pay, like a rent or insurance premium. Insurance premium is also a standing charge, remember. Okay. Then variable charges. Variable charges means this changes with the production, like a raw material. If more production, more raw material will be required. Okay. Then gross profit. Gross profit is the amount by which the turnover and closing stock exceeds the opening stock, and working expenses. Net profit, we must be knowing out of the gross profit, if we deduct standing charges, then it comes to net profit. Increased cost of working, these are the additional expenditure to maintain the business. Turnover means nothing but a value of goods sold or services rendered. Okay. Period of insurance will be same as per the policy. Period of indemnity. Okay. There can be a minimum period of 3 months of indemnity or 3 years. Okay. 3 to 3 years indemnity period can be opted. Sum insured will be based on the gross profit. Standard turnover is a turnover immediately before debt incidence, which corresponds with the indemnity period. Okay. So whatever our indemnity period is there, immediately before the that, like say our policy is from 1st April. Forget about the policy period. Suppose the loss happened on 1st of April. Okay, 1st of April 2024, and interruption is from 1st April 2024 to say 30th June 2024. So the standard turnover period will be 1st of April 2023 to 30th June 2023. Rate of gross profit. Now what we do, we calculate the rate of gross profit by the formula gross profit divided by turnover. We take a turnover of this annual turnover. Actually, what is annual turnover? Annual turnover means the period turnover for a one year just before the loss happened. Means suppose loss happened on 1st of April 2024. So from 1st April 2023 to 31st March 2024, this is called that turnover. Turnover in that period will be called as a annual turnover, and we apply the gross profit on that and find out the rate of gross profit multiplied by the 100. Indemnity period, this is one example given. Indemnity period is given 1st June to 30th October. Annual turnover in incident will be immediately preceding. So annual turnover will be 1st Jan 2019 to 30th May 2020. See, same means 1 year's period I have taken, because loss is on 1st June. So up to 30th May, 1 year period is taken as a annual turnover. Then standard turnover will be the same period. 1st June 2020 to 30th October 2020 is the interruption period or indemnity period. So same period but previous year. So 1st June 2019 to 30th May 2020, that will be our standard turnover. And we what we do, we calculate deduction in turnover by deducting the indemnity period turnover from the standard turnover. Okay. Under insurance, if the sum insured is less than the sum produced by the applying rate of GP to ATO, then there will be under insurance. Excess, remember there will be 7 days excess for the other than petrochemical risk, and for petrochemical risk 14 days. What is one? See, in other policy you will find excess in amount, but in consequential loss policies you will find the excess in term of days, in term of period. So 7 days for other than petrochemical and 14 days for other than petrochemical risk. Now some formulas are given here. Turnover, fixed cost plus variable plus net profit. Gross profit is equal to turnover minus variable cost. Gross profit, standard charges plus net profit. Alongside, you can just go through this formula, because they can ask a simple example chart. Just go through this. Just okay. One example is here. I would like to just try out. Turnover is 1 crore. Variable charges are 60 lakhs. Standing charges are 30 lakhs. What will be the net profit and what will be the gross profit? So just go through by the formula. Net profit first. Gross profit is equals to the net profit plus standing charges. But net profit is not given. Net profit is what? Net profit is equals to your this turnover plus variable charges and standing charges. So everything is coming under net profit. So all together becomes your net profit. So it is coming, your turnover minus variable charges minus standing charges. So it will be your net profit. So turnover is 1 crore minus 60 lakhs minus 30 lakhs, 10 lakhs is your net profit. But if you add standing charges, then it becomes a gross profit. In other ways, you can calculate that turnover minus variable charges, it will be your gross profit. Okay. Instead of adding standing charges into net profit, if you want to calculate gross profit directly, it will be a turnover minus the variable charges. Okay. So see, turnover is 1 crore minus variable charges are 60 lakhs. So anyway, it is coming 40 lakhs only. Net profit plus standing charges also coming up 40 lakhs. Okay. Then see, one example is given here. Gross profit is 5,000. Standing charges is 3,000. What will be the net profit? I think by this formula you can easily calculate this. So just because we need to cover some more portion. Okay. So just apply these things. I think this can be you just by reading also you can understand this. If you get any problem, you can ask later. Okay. What are the add-on covers under the policy? Auditor fees, spontaneous combustion, earthquake, terrorism, supply premises, spoilage cover, electricity station, gas works and water works, additional cover for wages, layoff compensation, retrenchment compensation. These are add-on covers which is there in consequential loss cover. Some example of standing charges are given. Some example of a cost of increased cost of working is given. See, just when you read the expenses, you just check whether these expenses are necessary if production stopped or not. If expenses are necessary, even if production stopped, you can consider it as a standing charges, because they can ask you which of the following is a standing charges or not a standing charges. So if it is necessary, even though production stopped, like taxes, director fee, then conveyance, depreciation, insurance premium, rent, then these are the standing charges. If it is not necessary after, or it will change due to change in production, then it will be a variable charge. So like I already explained you, the wages will change. Your this raw material will be changed. So this will be your variable charges. There are some other thing. This is called ICOW. They can ask you the full form of ICOW also. So remember ICOW full form is increased cost of working. Increased cost of working. Now what is increased cost of working? Suppose there is a interruption to particular business due to a covered period. Now what is happening that there is a reduction in a turnover. To safeguard the same, maybe I'm hiring a new machinery. So if there is a loss to the machinery, I'm hiring a new machinery, and in that I'm producing something. Now if that losses are reduced because of the hiring of the machinery, this rent of that machinery will be termed as the increased cost of work. Now, in our FLOP policy, this increased cost of working, that is ICOW, is also payable subject to the loss is saved by the increased cost is more than the ICOW. It is not like that my rent for the ICOW for a month is say 1 lakh rupees, but losses save is 80,000 on. So it is not good for the business. No? Like 80,000 is saved, but paying 1 lakh rupees. So it is incurring losses only. So that 1 lakh will not be payable. In that case, we'll pay only 80,000, because although that is not saved, but at least 80,000 losses are saved. So instead of 1 lakh ICOW, we will pay 80,000 on. But in case, suppose rent is 1 lakh rupees, but losses saved are 1,50,000. In that case, we will pay 1 lakh addition to the gross profit to the insured. Okay, so that is ICOW. Now there are some different examples of ICOW, like rent for a temporary premises, rent for the machinery, payment of overtimes. It may happen that we may pay overtimes to increase the production. So that overtime will also come. Higher up machinery is already told to you. Then IR policy. Now in IR policy, it is a all risk policy. So now SFSP is a named peril, but IR policy is a all risk policy. In that material damage as well as consequential losses are covered. This is a combination of various policy. In that, one is a SFSP, the policy. Fire insurance we mess up, because every time it will not be SFSP. Sometime logo that all can also be a part if sum assured is less, because earlier there was a minimum sum assured, but now there is a no minimum sum assured for IR policy. Remember, there can be a question: what is the minimum sum assured for the IR policy? So there is a no minimum sum assured mentioned applicable for the IR policy. Now, fire insurance, burglary insurance, machinery insurance, boiler and pressure plant, that is a BPP policy, EEI policy, that is electrical equipment and insurance, and FLOP policy. These covers are compulsory under IR policy. There is one more cover which is called MLOP policy, machinery loss of profit policy. This is an optional cover. So there can be a question: which of the following is an optional cover under IR policy? Your answer should be MLOP policy, machinery loss of profit. That is optional cover. Okay. Now in this policy there are two sections. Section number 1 is a material damage. Section number 2 is a business interruption. So all the coverages other than FLOP and MLOP is going under a material damage. So what is coming under section 1? Fire insurance, burglary insurance, machinery insurance, BPP, EEI. These are covering under a material damage section. And FLOP, and if opted MLOP, because MLOP is optional, that will come under your section 2, that is a BIX section. Now MD section. Now this is an all risk policy. So all type of accidental losses other than named exclusions will be covered. So this is covered. So all type of losses is covered here other than the exclusion. We'll see the exclusions also. Coverages includes perils covered under SF, standard fire and special peril policy, act of God peril, STPI, EQ, landslide, rockslide, subsidence, other special perils like which we most of the perils offered free of cost under such a policies, spontaneous combustion, sprinkler leakage. So all these are covered under MD section. Then spoilage, material damage, forest fire, subterranean fire, bursting and overflowing. See, you can see that these are the coverages which are there under maybe a fire policy, EI policy, burglary policy. All these cover are mentioned under this policy because these are covered. Now, excluded clauses are important because it is all risk policy. Everything covered under the exclusions. Interruption of the water supply, gas, electricity, or fuel system, or failure of the effluent disposal system, collapse or cracking of a building, faulty defective design, dishonesty, coastal of river erosion. These are excluded cover. Then what are the excluded property? What cannot be covered under the IR policy? So here, money, checks, securities of any description, jewelry, work of art. These are the valuable items are excluded. Vehicle are excluded because this is covered under a motor policy. Property in transit is excluded because it is covered under a marine policy. And property or structure in the course of construction, demolition, or erection, which is in course of construction or demolition, which is covered under a car or say ER policy. Okay, so see, your motor policy coverages, marine policy coverages, and your car ER policy coverages are not covered. Otherwise, everything else is covered under this policy. Then what else are not covered? Land, pavements, road, runways are not covered. Livestock, growing crops of trees is not covered because these are covered under agricultural policies. So that is not covered here. Property damage as a result of undergoing any process property removed to other location for a period exceeding 60 days. So up to 60 days it is covered. More than 60 days it will not be covered. Then this was the MD section. Now section 2 is a LOP, and in that FLOP and MLOP will come. Now here, as we have seen BI, that will be here on that the same coverages will be here. Here, so loss of gross profit and increased cost of working. We have seen it is BI. What are the exclusion to this section? Ensures lack of sufficient capital. So if there is a loss or loss increase due to lack of sufficient capital, that will not be payable under this. Then any restriction imposed by the public authority. Suppose there is a delay in interruption period due to any restriction is imposed by the public authority, that loss will not be payable. Loss for causes like cancellation of a lease license or other etc. Or other etc. will not be payable. Damage to boilers, economizers, machinery, electronic installments, and data will not be covered, and processing permits. This we are excluding under LOP section. Okay. Now, warranties. What is warranty? Warranty, you must can you tell me what is a warranty, or can you give any example of a warranty?
Warranty is by given by the insured to the insurer.
No. See, warranty is a condition precedent which needs to be compulsory complied by the insured throughout the policy period. It is a condition precedent, means anyhow they have to follow it. If the warranty is breached, then the claim is not paid. I will give you the example of that we can warrant. It is warranted that fire extinguisher is in place in working condition throughout the policy period. This is a warranty. Okay, so if they do not have a fire extinguisher and if loss is happening, we can repudiate the loss because the warranty is not compliant. Okay, warranty should be compliant because we have warranted them that this should be there. If they are not complying, then claim can be repudiated. So it is a warranty is a condition precedent. Warranties are not representation. It is not a representation. Is a simple statement. This should happen. That is not a, but it is a warranty is a condition. It is a condition precedent which should be compulsorily be followed. Okay, it is a condition which forms a part of the contract. So as a part of contract, so should be compulsory followed. Otherwise, there will be breach of a contract. Warranty to be literally complied with, and breach of warranty enables the insurer to avoid a loss, whether the breach has increased the risk or caused or aggravated the loss or not. Okay. Now, if there is a breach of warranty, which is technical in nature, then claim can be settled on a non-standard basis. Okay, so non-standard basis claim can be settled. So how it can be? So says I can give you an example. Suppose I have given a warranty that it is warranted that fire extinguisher should be in working condition throughout the policy period. Okay, but insured has not maintained it. It is mentioned in the survey report by the surveyor. But the loss is not due to fire, but due to the flood. Now, even though if he could maintain that fire extinguisher, there could not be reduction in the loss due to flood. Okay, loss could be that much only. So if so, it is in technical nature, but it is not contributing to the loss or not aggravating the loss. So so we can settle the claim, but on substandard basis. What is substandard basis or non-standard basis? Means we will not pay for total amount of a claim. Suppose say there is a loss of loss to the property due to flood by for say 1 crore. So we will not pay 1 crore. We may settle maybe a 40 lakhs, 50 lakhs, 20 lakhs. Substandard, non-standard basis. That is called a non-standard basis. So when warranty is merely a technical in nature and not contributing or aggravating the losses can be settled on the non-standard basis. Then for the what are the claim document, you must be aware of the list is given. Just go through it. Then following damages also become payable provided caused immediately following a fire. So what are the clauses? Smoke and heat, scorching, falling walls, collapse of roofs, damage caused deliberately. So these are the these things are there. So if sometimes they ask the question that due to fire there is a loss to the building, and to enter into the property the wall is broken by the fire brigade. So if it is broken by the fire brigade, then what will happen? They will give you the both the amount, the losses by the fire and the wall amount. We will pay both the amount because it is a subsequent due to that fire. So due to after the fire, breakage of the glass maybe by the fire brigade, or the broken wall will also be payable. Like as smoke and heat, scorching, falling wall, collapse of roofs. These are also covered under after the fire. Then what are the important condition? Pro rata average we have seen. Pro rata average means nothing but under insurance. That we have seen. Contribution we have seen. Subrogation also discussed. Reinstatement also discussed. Escalation clause also discussed. Reinstatement of the premium. Reinstatement of the premium, I already told you, if there is a loss, after that the sum assured goes down. So for the balance period, we have the insured needs to pay the premium for the loss amount sum assured, to get the sum assured back to the origin. Like original sum assured was 5 crore, but loss of 1 crore. Now after the loss, sum assured reduced to the 4 crore. So to make it again 5 crore, the insured needs to pay premium for 1 crore for the remaining period. Okay, not full period. For the remaining period, insured needs to pay premium. Okay. Next, condition of average already explained. That is like under insurance. Yeah, this is important. See, in this example, actually, this is a case. If you see total sum, how much is the total sum assured? What is the total sum assured?
7,50,000.
750.
Okay. And what is value at risk at the time of loss?
750.
750.
Both are same. 7,50,000 sum assured is also same, and value at risk also same. So is there under insurance under this example?
Yes, sir. Under insurance is there.
Block-wise under insurance is there.
Block-wise is there. For machinery, it's overvalue, and for
Correct. So here what is happening? There is under insurance in particular block. Although the total sum assured is correct, okay, still we will apply under insurance because we'll go block wise. For building, okay, sum assured is 40. Sum assured is 4 lakhs, and value at risk is 5 lakhs. So there is under insurance for the building amount. So instead of paying 5 lakhs, we'll pay 4 lakhs only. And in machinery, you can see there is a over insurance. Sum assured is taken 3 lakhs instead of 2 lakhs. So we'll not pay the sum assured, we'll pay the 2 lakhs only as a value, whatever loss is there. For stock anyway, the sum insured and value are the same. So the total loss value, that is 25,000, will be paid. So we'll add together, and that is amount payable. So this, they can confuse you by this question. They can tell you the total sum insured and total value at risk is the same. Still under insurance apply, because we applied as a block wise. Okay.
Sir, can you explain how 40,000 came for building?
Please repeat.
How 40,000 came for building? Last value.
Okay. It is yeah, actually it is a, you see, sum assured is 4 lakh, value at risk is 5 lakhs, and loss is 50,000. Now I told the formula for under calculation the loss payable. Loss payable amount is equals to sum assured divided by value at risk multiplied by loss amount. So 4 lakh divided by 5 lakhs multiplied by 50,000, you will get 40,000.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Claim on reinstatement value policy. See, cost of new building is 10 lakhs. Then we'll apply depreciation if it is settled on the market value, then 7 lakhs. So here from this example, you can understand that if claim is settled on the market value basis, we will pay 7 lakhs. But if it is on reinstatement value basis, we do not apply any depreciation. So it will be, the amount payable is 10 lakhs. So they can give you the example, they can ask you, cost of a new, there is a loss to the building, and cost of reconstruction is a new building is 10 lakhs. There is a depreciation of 3 lakhs. How much loss is payable as a if reinstatement value policy is issued? Okay. So if reinstatement value policy is issued, the losses will be settled on the reinstatement basis. So we will pay 10 lakhs, not the 7 lakhs. Remember, depreciation is not applicable. But if it is a normal policy on market value basis, then we'll pay 7 lakhs only. Then claim on declaration policy. One example is given. You can just I just covered one declaration policy example. So just skipping this one. Claim on declaration policy, all these things. Okay, this you remember, DSUE. Sometimes they ask you the sequence of the claim assessment. So remember, first we deduct the depreciation, then we deduct the salvage, then we come to the gross loss, then under insurance will be applicable, then excess will be applicable, then net loss will be payable. So it is either they will ask you direct question, the sequence. So for sequence, you remember these things, short form DSUE, that is depreciation, salvage, under insurance, and excess. Okay, so this is a sequence. Or sometimes they may give you these figures, and they ask you to calculate the loss payable. That time you have to go by this sequence only. And now new fire product, Bharat Griha Raksha, Bharat Laghu Udyam, and Bharat Sukshma Udyam. I will just explain the difference between these three products. Okay, although everything is there, just remember, Bharat Laghu Udyam policy is issued for the dwellings. Now there can be a question that what is the maximum sum issued for the Bharat Laghu, Bharat Griha Udyam. We are discussing Bharat Laghu Udyam. But my question is on Bharat Griha Raksha policy. What is the maximum sum issued for Bharat Griha Raksha policy? That is a
No maximum
and minimum sum issured.
100 crore or no limit.
No limit.
No limit.
Right. So Bharat Griha Raksha policy, there is no minimum or maximum sum insured, but for Bharat Laghu Udyam or a Sukshma Udyam, there is a limit is given. Bharat Laghu Udyam policy can be issued for the property having sum insured more than 5 crore, but up to 50 crore. If more than 50 crore, then SFSP policy will be issued. Okay. So remember these things. The same property is there, which we discussed in SFSP policy. Contract price. Here, one more thing is there. It can be issued on a contract price basis in respect of goods sold but not delivered. So contract price will be applicable only for the goods sold but not delivered. If goods are manufactured but not sold, then we'll settle it on a reinstatement basis. But if goods are sold but not delivered, that time we will settle the losses on contract price basis. There can be a question in which of the following profit element is also included: market value, reinstatement value, contract price, none of the above. That time your answer should be contract price, because in contract price even profit elements is also included. We also pay the profit amount under MD section only. Okay, not only BI, in MD section only. Subject to under insurance will be applicable. If sum assured is updated for the contract price, then only. Otherwise, under insurance will be applicable. Then here, it is settled on the reinstatement value basis, but there is a reinstatement should be there within 12 months. Automatic reinstatement of sum assured will be applicable. Under insurance is waived up to 15%. So your question was there, na, in SFSP 15% insurance is applicable or not? So I told in SFSP under 15% waiver of under insurance is not applicable. It is applicable in the Lagu policy, in IR policy. IR policy also 15% under insurance is applicable. Loss admission if more than 15%. Now there can be a question. Just to save time, I'm just giving in percentage. In exam, they will provide you in amount. They can ask you that in Bharat Laghu Udyam policy, while assessment of the claim, it is noticed that 17%. This is 17% under insurance there. Then how much under insurance is applicable? 2%, 15%, 17%, or no under insurance?
2%. 2%.
17% is applicable, sir.
All 17%. Full. It will be applicable on
Correct.
full.
Remember, although 15% waiver is there, but remember, if it exceeds 15%, entire under insurance will be applicable. So you have to calculate entire 17%, not 15%. Up to 15%, 10%, 12%, 15%, nothing will be reduced. Everything is payable. Okay, under insurance will not be applicable. But if it goes beyond that, then entire under insurance will be applicable. So entire 17% will be decreased from the loss payable, and losses will be settled. Okay.
Is the same concept applicable in IR?
Correct. Yes. In IR too. Then plant and machinery, the definition and just given here. What are the perils covered? Now I'm just discussing these perils one by one. Fire. Now fire is a similar peril like SFSP. Here one difference is that spontaneous combustion was add-on cover under SFSP policy, but spontaneous combustion is inbuilt under Lagu and Sukshma policy. So remember, so spontaneous combustion. Now I will tell all the three policies together so that to save the time. So this is a spontaneous combustion will be inbuilt cover under Lagu, Sukshma, and Griha. But in SFSP, it will be an add-on cover. Explosion, implosion, same in all four policies. Lightning, same in all four policies. EQ, volcanic eruption, it is an add-on in the SFSP policy, but inbuilt cover under these three new products. STFI, same in all four. Subsidence, landslide, rock slide, same in all four. Bush fire, forest fire, jungle fire. Is there any difference here?
Forest fire is not covered in
Covers
SFSP.
only forest fire.
Bush
Sorry,
in
fire.
SFSP only bush fire is covered.
Yes, correct. So in SFSP policy, bush fire is inbuilt, but forest fire is add-on. But in new products, bush fire as well as forest fires, everything is covered. That is inbuilt. No extra premium needs to be paid. Then impact damage. Any differences here?
Yes.
Insured on
Mentioned vehicle, insured on vehicle or other, both vehicles are covered as such.
Okay. Two differences are here. Number one, external object. Here vehicle is also covered. Okay, which was add-on there. Number two, even falling trees, all external objects are added here. Number two, aircraft damage was a separate peril there, and aircraft damage is included in impact damage in the new products that I explained that time in SFSP also.
Sir, but there is difference. From Griha Raksha to Sukshma and Udayam, no?
Please
For
repeat.
impact. Sir, impact damage is same for all three new products, or is there any difference?
It is same for all products.
It includes that damage by insured vehicle also,
Yes.
but not animals, no?
Yeah. Animals are not here also. See, here we are saying that vehicle, falling trees, aircraft and walls. Animals are not covered in SFSP also or here also. Okay. But the difference is that even vehicle were add-ons in SFSP, which is inbuilt here. And aircraft is separate peril, which is also included in impact. That two difference you just remember here. Okay.
But in SFSP, animals not belonging to the insured will be covered, no, sir?
Please repeat.
In SFSP, animals not belonging to the insured, impact by animals not belonging to the insured was covered, right?
Sir, in Griha
Okay, so
Raksha
this is
include
external
animals
means, no?
also. Animals also
External
covered.
is covered.
In Griha Raksha.
Actually, animals are not covered under SFSP also.
Employees own animals only, not covered.
Animals are covered
Right.
in Griha Raksha, sir. And employees own animals are also covered in Griha Raksha.
Actually, we
That's
don't have
what
clarity
having
on
some
this, sir.
confusion,
Impact
sir.
damage.
Impact damage, different materials, they gave different
Yeah.
points.
Especially with respect to animals and all, we don't have clarity, sir.
Impact
What
damage
they
are
gave
external and physical object, including insured's own items and not limited to vehicles and animals.
For Sukshma and Udayam, they gave like, for Sukshma and Lagu, they gave as like SFSP. It excludes vehicle, animal or aircraft by insureds and own employees.
Just understand. Don't get confused over here. Now there is a question about animal. That is your confusion, right? Now just remember that in SFSP what we said, any vehicle and animal not covered under inbuilt. Okay. Then we went to the add-on covers. In add-on covers, what we did, we have seen vehicles are covered, but animals are not covered. Right. Now here, what we are seeing here, see here vehicle is mentioned, okay, but not animal. So that the insured vehicle or animal, vehicle is covered, but not animal. But remember one thing, even though vehicle is covered, but that should not be deliberately done. Okay, that should be accidental. That thing is also important here. Vehicle is also, if there is an impact damage due to own vehicle, that should be accidental impact, not a deliberately. Otherwise, insured himself or the employee himself is deliberately breaking anything or losses to the making losses to the property. So then that will not be covered. Okay. Now your question was of animal. So if own animal is there, so it is not covered under SFSP even by add-on premium and not covered under this new products also. That you remember. These things just bifurcate, just distinguish between these two covers. Okay.
Sir, animal is
So
covered.
animal is actually the animal is covered in this Griha Raksha and this new policies. It is not mentioned here, but it is covered, I think, sir. I have read somewhere.
They didn't give any exceptions, sir. They gave just by any external
Any
physical
kind.
object.
Any external object, that's it. Because animal is covered, sir.
Yeah. So because you are correct, because what is there? They have given just example of external objects: vehicle, falling trees, aircraft, and walls. So the list is just suggestive. You may say it can be any external objects can also be covered. So if that is not mentioned in the exclusion, so we should just see the exclusions. Now we'll go to the exclusions. That time if it is not mentioned in exclusion, then definitely it will be covered. Are you getting me? You correctly said,
Yes, sir.
you correctly
Yes,
said
sir.
that it is external object. So any external object, in that even animal will also be covered if not mentioned under the exclusion. If it is not mentioned under exclusion, then that will also be covered here. Then missile testing operation, RSMD, missile testing operation is the same. RSMD is the same. Act of terrorism. Any differences here?
Terrorism is
Not
inbuilt.
cover in previous policy.
Correct. So terrorism is a add-on in the SFSP here. It is inbuilt. But now new products are introduced, which is called the flexi products. Under a flexi product, there is an option to opt out of a terrorism. Okay. Then
Sir,
bursting
will
or
they
overflowing of
mention the
water
product?
tanks, apparatus. Yes.
Will they mention the product, sir, while asking? Like, is terrorism covered in flexi product, or will they just say in Sukshma, in Lagu, like that? They'll simply bluntly say the thing, sir. Will they mention with respect
Remember,
to this
in
policy is
examination, if
terrorism covered?
flexi word is not used, you remember the standard products only. So terrorism is inbuilt cover. And if they mention flexi cover, then there is option to opt out terrorism. So if flexi word is not at all used, you remember these things only, and remember that terrorism is inbuilt cover. Am I clear?
Okay. Okay. Sir.
Yes.
Okay. Any doubt?
Sir, one more doubt, sir. For example, in IAR policy, you had mentioned that there's no minimum sum insured now. But in the book, it says minimum is 100 crores. So in exam, should we go by the book or by the new guidelines, sir?
So by new guidelines only.
New guidelines only. Okay.
Yeah.
Sir.
Don't mention 100 crore. Whatever mentioned in your book, that is older one.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so RSMT terrorism is done. Bursting or overflowing of water tanks, apparatus, and pipes. This is a new. This is the same. Leakage from automatic sprinklers, same on all four policies. This is one extra cover is there. Theft within 7 days from occurrence of and approximately caused by any of above insured events. So this is extra cover given under all the three new products, not in SFSP policy. So actually, when I appeared for scale 2 to 3, that time there was a question on this. Maybe you can also get that such question. Like, see, they can ask you. Like, I think one example I already covered. No, that air conditioner example I covered.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right. So that is, they can ask you such example, right? But remember what product they are mentioning. If they are mentioning Lagu, Sukshma or Graha, then it is covered. If they are mentioning SFSP, then it is not covered. That you remember. You have to read what product they are mentioning, and accordingly you have to answer. Okay. Now, what are the inbuilt covers here? Additional alteration or extension up to 15% is the inbuilt cover. Temporary removal of stock, cover for specific contents. So see here 15% additional alteration is inbuilt cover. Next one is a temporary removal of stock up to 10% is inbuilt. Then money and documents up to rupees 50,000, no need to declaration. Computer program, information and data up to 5 lakhs is also given. Personal effect of employees, directors and visitors up to rupees of 15,000. That is 50,000 per person for a maximum of 20 persons. They can that is cover granted under this new product. Then startup expenses up to 5 lakhs. Now remember, there is a here one difference is that 5 lakhs for the Lagu, 1 lakhs for the Sukshma. Okay. For SFSP, it is add-on cover, and sum assured can be opted by the insured. Okay. In SFSP, it is not inbuilt cover. In Lagu Sukshma, it is inbuilt cover. Lagu 5 lakhs, Sukshma 1 lakhs, and for Gruha. What is for Gruha? Can you tell me?
Startup expense, sir.
How much?
No start.
Nothing will
No
come, sir. It's
startup
a
expense for Griha
expenses
Raksha.
only
Correct.
for
Understand the meaning of this. Startup expenses is just to resume your work again, resume reinstatement again. So for that, for Groha, it will not be done. Na? So Groha, there will be no such cover. You may say startup expenses cover is not there under the Bharat Griha Raksha policy. For Lagu Udam policy, it is a 5 lakhs, up to 5 lakhs. For Sukshma Udam, it is up to 1 lakhs. And for SFSP policy, it is add-on covers by and sum assured can be selected by the insurer. Then professional fees, and this we have seen while discussing at SFSP also. Professional fees 5% is here. Cost of removal of debris is 2% is here. It is the same 5% and 2% same to the Lagu and Sukshma. Then cost compelled by municipal regulation. Additional cost of construction will also be covered under here as a inbuilt cover. Then floater cover, this policy can also be taken on a floater basis, same like SFSP. Declaration also. Okay, then these terms of that floater and declaration will be applicable. Then see what can be covered. Everything except dwelling can be covered under Lagu policy. Everything, offices, manufacturing unit, utilities, gas holder, tankers, everything is covered. So which of the following cannot be covered under Bharat Lagu Udyam policy? They can give you, to confuse you, they can give you the option manufacturing unit. Then they can give you dwellings. Then there can be give you the option gas holder outside the compound of the industrial industry. And there can be an option that all of the above. What is your answer?
So please repeat the question.
Which of the following cannot be covered under Bharat Lagu Udyam policy? Number A, the gas holder outside the compound of the manufacturing unit. Number 2, dwelling. Number 3, storage risk outside the compound of the industry. Number 4, all of the above.
Number 2, dwellings, sir.
Dwellings, remember. Otherwise, we get confused that, okay, storage, outside manufacturing. So don't get confused. Only residence or only dwellings are not covered. Everything else is covered under all the other sections. Means AIFT is covered except the dwellings. Everything is covered. Okay. Next, effect of death of insured on this policy. If policy has been issued, then it will be transferred to the legal heir until the expiry of the policy. Then okay, there can be a question. Okay, the Bharat Lagu Udyam policy was issued for sum assured of 45 crore. After 2 months, the stock is increased by 10 crore. What will you do? We will cancel the Lagu Udyam policy and issue SFSP policy. Number 2, we will cancel the Lagu Udyam policy and issue the Sukshma Udyam policy. Number 3, we will continue the Lagu Udyam policy and issue the SFSP policy on the renewal. Number 4, we will ask the option. We'll give option to the insured.
The number
Continue
option
with the
3.
policy. Option 3.
Sir, we can
Continue with the policy.
increase the sum insured in Lagu policy after more than 50 crore also.
No, we'll continue with the policy, and on renewal,
After renewal, we will
SFK
change the
policy.
product.
Yes,
Correct.
yes.
Remember, in between, if there is a change in sum insured, we will not change the product. The product will go until the renewal, until the expiry of the policy, and on the renewal, as per the sum assured, new policy will be issued. Even the sum assured is reduced. They can ask you like this also, that it was a 57 crore, so Lagu was issued, and then it decreased by 3 crore. So it comes now under Sukshma preview, but will not cancel the policy and issue Sukshma policy. Will continue till the expiry, and Sukshma policy will be issued at the renewal. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
No. So this is there. Then cancellation of the policy. I already explained that cancellation if by the insured, then we'll keep pro rata plus 10%. Cancellation by insurer cannot be done only in case of misrepresentation and non-disclosure. Then there will be no refund. Sukshma Udyam policy. Now only changes I will explain. Only the thing is that here up to 5 crore we issue the Sukshma Udyam policy. Same thing is here. Same thing is here. Minimum premium, Bharat Sukshma Udyam, addition, alteration, everything is there. Only change is that startup expenses 1 lakh for Sukshma, Lagu 5 lakhs. Other thing are same. Okay, everything is same. Okay, Bharat Griha Raksha policy. Here some different things I will tell you. In Bharat Griha Raksha policy, this is also a new product. Earlier we used to issue SFSP only for the dwellings too. Now this is issued only for the dwellings. AFT provisions are not applicable for this product. This policy shall be issued mandatory for dwellings only. Then maximum, there is no maximum sum assured limit. Terrorism is also part of the standard cover, but terrorism rates are as per market pool directives. Okay, long-term policies are allowed up to 10 years. Is there any difference on long-term policies which we used to issue in SFSP and which we are issuing now?
Yes,
Is there
yes.
any difference?
Yes,
no
we
upper
could
limit.
into up to 20 years.
Long-term policies only
Not
for
up to 20
Griha
years.
Raksha.
Now
And
it has
sir,
been
there was
reduced to 10 years.
minimum number of years. That was 3, but now here is not.
Correct. So the first difference is that there is a number of years, minimum and maximum period. This is one of the difference. Secondly, in SFSP policy, when we used to issue the SFSP for the residents, that time there were two methods. One is discounting of a premium, and second one is a increase in sum assured. Now, discounting of a premium is not allowed under Bharat Griha Raksha. We can only increase the sum assured. Now, how much the sum assured will be increased? So, 10% each year sum assured will be increased. Okay, is it clear?
Sir.
Okay, now I'm asking one question. In which of the following okay, just let me frame the question. There can be question under Bharat Griha Raksha policy, automatic escalation of sum assured is for option A, annual policy, option B, long-term policy, option C, both A and B, option D, none of the above.
Long-term policy.
Long-term policy.
It's for all policies.
For all.
Escalation is given for both the policy. Even for annual policy also there is a automatic escalation. Remember, in there is automatic escalation of 10% in annual policy also. So even though 100 crore sum assured or 1 crore sum assured is taken, so at the last day of the policy, the sum assured will be 110 lakhs. Understood this one?
Okay, sir.
Again, there the formula will be 1 divided by 365 will be applicable day by day. That escalation will be happen. So they to confuse you, they can ask you whether an annual or long term. So for both it is applicable. Okay, remember this thing. Okay, so we were here long term for allowed up to 10 years, that already discussed. So it is reduced. Then under insurance is applicable. This is also important thing. Under insurance is not applicable at all. So there can be a question that sum assured is taken 1 crore. Sum assured taken is 1 crore. But while at the time of loss, valuation was of 1.5 crore and loss is of say 1.5 lakhs. How much is it payable?
1.5 lakh. Because under insurance and over insurance both are covered.
Correct. So under insurance is not applicable under the policy. Now, based on reinstatement value, it is based on reinstatement value. So how we come to the RIV? Carpet area multiplied by the construction cost is equals to our reinstatement value, except for the valuable content, because that we take separately. Now, no policy excess at all. This is also important question. No under insurance, no excess. Okay. So here under insurance is not there, excess is also not there. Then proposal form provides for the nomination with relation mentioned. Here dwellings building includes fixture fittings, garages, outhouses. So they are just given the what are covered under the dwellings. Automatic escalation of 10% I already told, for annual policy also and for long term policy also. Automatic reinstatement of the sum assured is also there. Built-in cover for dwelling, general contents for 20%. So there can be a question that how much how much furniture, fixtures, and general contents can be covered under Bharat Griha Raksha policy without any declaration. Your option can be 10% of sum assured up to 10 lakhs, 20% of sum assured up to 10 lakhs, 10% of the sum assured up to 20 lakhs, 10%, 20% of sum assured up to 20 lakhs.
10% of
20% up
the
to 10 lakhs.
10% of the sum
20%
insured up to 20 lakhs.
20% up to
20%
10 lakhs.
20% up to 10 lakhs.
20% of the sum assured up to the 10 lakhs. Okay, so up to that, if we insured need not to be declared anything. If contents are more than that, then it should be declared separately. Then general contents, valuable content, just figure as given. Yeah, you remember that general contents are these contents which are automatically there. Okay, like furniture fittings, TV, telephones, electronic items, antennas, water storage equipment, air conditioner, kitchen equipments, and other household items. But valuable content is an add-on cover. So whatever this list is providing for valuable contents, for that loss will be covered with extra premium only. It is not inbuilt under Bharat Griha Raksha. So what are they? Jewelry, silverware, paintings, workshop arts, valuable carpet, antique items of curious. So these are covered under this one. Now there can be a question in your examination. They can ask you. That due to insured peril, there is a loss to the precious stone. How much loss? No, insured wants to insure precious stones under Bharat Griha Raksha policy. What will you do? Okay, you will say that this is we'll cover it under under Bharat Griha Raksha policy without extra premium. Number two, we will cover it under a Bharat Griha Raksha policy with extra premium. You can say that we will not give cover for precious stone under Bharat Griha Raksha policy. Or number four, none of the above.
Extra premium, sir. Option B.
With the extra premium, it's an optional cover. Valuable contents
Cannot be covered.
Cannot be covered.
Optional cover.
Cannot be covered is the correct answer. See, I told valuable contents in that jewelry, silverware, paintings, work of arts, valuable carpet, antique items, and curious are coming, but precious stone not coming. So, bullion, unsaid precious stones, manuscript, vehicle, and explosive substances are not covered under the Bharat Griha Raksha policy. So these are not covered even though extra premium is paid. So they can confuse you. You will say, okay, no, this is a precise one. So we'll take extra premium. No, even by extra premium, it is not covered. Okay.
Sir, what about money, sir?
Yes.
What about money?
Money is valuable. We can cover with extra premium.
Okay. Should we declare, sir?
Yeah, it is up to, I think, 10,000. It will be there in build. More than that, it should be declared.
And one more thing, what is the difference between valuable contents and specific contents, sir?
Sir, for money, it's 50,000.
Yeah, okay. Money 50,000. Thanks for correcting. Yeah,
In
what is your question?
But in SFSP, I think it is 10,000, no, sir?
Yeah, but here wider coverages are given. No?
Okay. And one more thing, what is the difference between valuable and specific contents, sir?
Specific contents?
Yeah.
There will be general contents or valuable contents only. Specific contents will not specific. That will be specified, no? So they will use all either general or valuable contents.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Sir,
Next,
one more thing.
the perils,
Sir, one more thing.
whatever same that I will not cover. Fire, explosion, implosion, lightning, EQ, cover, ST fire, subsidence, bushfire, impact damage. Same as like other two products. Missile testing, riot, building, leakage. So same coverages is here. No difference is there. Okay. Now building cover. Okay. Some extra covers are given. Loss of rent. It is a building cover under Bharat Griha Raksha. No extra payment required. Rent for alternate accommodation, inbuilt cover. Dwelling, general contents, 20% up to 10 lakhs. I already told. Architecture and debris, it is same like Lagu and Sukshma. Optional cover for with additional premium will be now what are the optional cover additional premium? One is the personal accident insurance cover for insured and spouse. The date due to any of the 14 perils covered under the policy. So sum assured 5 lakhs can be opted. This is additional cover, but optional one. Okay. Next, valuable contents. I already told you that in that jewelry, silverware, work of art, curious paintings, extra will be covered. Now, what are the exclusions under the Bharat Griha? Deliberate or a willful misconduct, war risk and similar risk, nuclear risk, pollution and contamination, electrical risk, loss or damage, bullion, unsaid precisely, loss or damage because it is not at all covered. Loss of insured property, missing, misled or disappearance, not linked to the any single identifiable event. Loss of damage to insured property removed to the different uninsured location. Loss of earnings because consequential loss is not covered. Any reduction in market value, any addition, extension, alteration, cost, fees of expenses for preparing any claim. So preparing any claim is not covered in any of the policy. Is for residence, is of residence for any other purpose such as holiday home or for lodging and boarding. So if it is used for that, then Bharat Griha will not be issued. Lagu or Sukshma will. They can ask you if it is used, any flat is used for the holiday home or maybe for lodging or boarding, then we cannot issue Bharat Griha. We can issue a Lagu or a Sukshma policy as per the sum assured opted. Then comparison. Actually, I already covered this part while learning. So just go through within 7 days. All this comparison I already covered there. Okay. So now, if you have any doubt, you can ask me or we can stop.
Sir, there was one question. In SLOP, you said there is one exception in material damage provision. Can you explain this, please?
That exception was not on SFSP. That is under BI. I told that in business interruption, actually loss is payable only if loss is payable under a material damage policy. But
yes,
in case of excess, if there is excess, if loss is admissible, but loss amount is coming below the excess. So because of excess, the loss is not payable under material damage policy, but still loss is payable under a business interruption policy.
By saying excess, you mean deductible, right?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Any other doubt?
So one more doubt, sir. Hello. So one doubt.
Please ask.
So like if there is a dwelling and there is of 2 floors, the bottom floor or the ground floor is being used by the insured himself for his own business, can it be covered under dwelling?
For what purpose he has taken ground floor?
It's for his own business, like he has opened for example, a tailoring shop or like his own garments. Is it covered?
Like a tailoring and a small household business, then if he is using for that purpose also, then also Griha Raksha can be taken.
Right. Thank you, sir.
Any other doubt?
Sir, can you explain that first point, Peril number 5, Peril number 1, fire for new product?
Fire, okay.
Yeah.
This one?
Okay, we have 3 exclusions.
This one
for the fire period, sir, but for Griha Raksha and Lagu Sukshma, they
SFSP
gave
or
fully
new
covered
product?
for Griha. Hello?
For which product, madam? You want explanation on fire peril, na? But on for which product? Please tell me the product name. I will explain accordingly.
Division into BA and then you declare. So that once more, could you please explain?
I think just from the question, I will just tell in a fire, just difference between old and new product. Maybe the question I told that in fire, in SFSP policy, fire is covered, but own fermentation, natural heating, and spontaneous combustion is not covered under the this one. In that too, spontaneous combustion is covered as an add-ons. Okay, but here everything is covered under the new product without extra premium.
The
I
drying
hope all
process
doubts are
is
cleared.
not covered.
Can we stop?
Sir, one more question I had.
Okay.
Okay. Sir, there's a compound, okay, and there are multiple go downs. So can we issue floater policy, but it's in the same compound? Of course, floater extra will not be charged since it's in the same compound, but can we take floater policy?
Yeah, multiple location in a same compound can be granted. We can issue a floater policy, and even there is a provision in same compound, even floater extra will not be applicable. So floater policy can be given, means we will cover all the locations, but will not charge the floater extra.
But we can also issue an SFSP policy for the same thing.
Yes, we may. But if these are consequences, then we can issue that too. But there is a problem that multiple locations you need to declare there, na?
And the stock amount is also fluctuating. So only floater is the option.
If it is adjacent, then if you are issuing SFSP policy, then what will happen? Then you have to provide the sum assured different sum assured. Then combined sum assured will
Yes,
not be
sir.
there, na? That's why
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
floater will be advisable and float extra will not be applicable.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir.
So thank you very much
Thank you, sir.
for bearing
Thank
me
you,
for
sir.
3.5 hours.
Thank you, sir.
Sir,
Thank you, sir.
it was a great
All the best
session.
for
And
the
please
examination.
provide us with the
Any doubt?
slide. Sir, please provide us with the slide, this PPT.
Yeah, that will be provided by the BVKS team. Okay, that will be
Sir,
provided for the audience.
it was a great session. Thank you.
Okay. So that will be done. If any doubt is there, you can ask. Otherwise, we can stop. Okay.
So one last doubt, sir.
Yeah.
Actually, in SFSP, no, now do we follow per se rating in case if multiple industries are present in one compound, or is it the highest rate has to be charged, sir?
In same
compound,
please repeat your
multiple
question.
occupancies are there.
The per se rating will be charged, right?
Per section.
If there are multiple occupancies, per se rating will be charged.
See. If there are different occupancies in a same compound, same premises, you may say, then we charge a per se rating. Per se rating meaning is that different rating for the different occupancies.
Okay, and in the new product, sir, it will be the highest rate, right, out of all?
For floater, we charge highest rate. But if same, then the same thing will be there. %.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.
Thank you and all the best for your examination.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.